background. So, President was saying, the person does his part with the whole, so he's going to step off the stage, get a microphone, basically try to invite the partners up to say their name, what their vision is, so you kind of file them out, so if you've already seen it here, yeah, so this prevent different here, and also think about filing out because sometimes they just kind of stand up there. Yes, walk close to me and stuff makes it a little bit more I would connect with yeah, so we can kind of coordinate that. We'll see, Chris, these three guys kind of be the Romeo and the partners. They come up this way, and then they're going to come up, say, Bronco. A lot of times they'll just stand over there and hold anybody. So,
either way, if you want us to do it, and if we have any work for everybody,
hey Sheila, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Thanks so much for your help.
Sorry about yesterday.
Oh, no, it's okay.
When you said one, I was like, the brain was like, maybe not.
And I need to give myself an extra hour with it. It's not good. It's just so here.
Yeah, and Victor was available.
He was here, so it was great.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we needed to fix that switch. I was telling before. Was it Jesse? I think he was telling we need to fix that switch to our generator. Everyone was shut off, so like we all had to take the day off, and because we couldn't be in the building while it was going on. Other than working through wellness and stuff. But it was like now this wasn't. And so you're all set. The people who want extra chairs, you want just like the same people who usually have.
Yeah, there's usually people. I think for numbers, I think we should.
Okay. And are you going to take any kind of break in the middle? Or? Okay. Yeah. Great. Temperature okay in here? Everything all right? Good. Put some water up at the. And you're going to start bringing people over?
We're going to start bringing people over in a few minutes.
Okay.
Then for
lunch
in the afternoon, so.
How many people like are we at 12? I mean, all right. I feel like I'm making that number.
It's nice. I think we're gonna have like.
Okay.
It's always tough.
Yeah.
I was invited.
Right.
People to make it we can't.
Right. Okay. And you want to be back up in a small room down the front. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. And yeah. All right. Good. Sounds good. I'm going to just make sure you have water. Okay.
Hello, Max. I'm so nervous I can't stand it.
you got this.
You know better than that.
You're a CG vet.
I was going to say, you guys know better than that.
Hot mic.
Hot mic? Like in hot to touched?
If you want to make an announcement, maybe.
Hot mic.
I mean, it's all right.
Can they hear it in there?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. We have about 5 minutes before the meeting gets done. Could everybody start making their way into the meeting room? Thank you.
It's got a contest going on.
Basically,
Hasn't she?
Yeah, they can hear it up there.
A lot of meat in this row right here. I didn't hear it.
Did you hear it in there? I just announced for everybody to start coming in. Attention everyone, can you start coming into the meeting room? We're going to get going in about 5 minutes. No? All right.
If it is, you can't hear it. You just can't hear it.
You want to corral everybody, David, or?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I got my clock. He's gonna hit the buttons.
Hey, Max. How are you? How are you? Did everybody get their rules on learning last week, yesterday?
Test.
Okay, can we have all PGA professionals start making your way into the meeting room, please? The 2019 New England PGA Spring Meeting is about to get underway.
You gonna have a seat or what? You gonna have a seat? Or you gonna
Yeah,
sneak
I
up?
just
Guess who I asked? Who? Me. There's no one to ask. Well.
No, things like that. You gotta still get started around here? No. It should be open by first How about you?
Can we get everybody to come into the meeting room, please? Everybody into the meeting room, please?
How you been, Ryan? Good.
Dolly a little bit. Yeah. Well, to him in years. He's doing great. He works for
Not teaching what I'm saying.
Any problems?
No, I know.
buddy. Good to see you.
See you.
How's your winter? Good.
Coming to an abrupt end. How about you?
About the same.
Stay up
The
here
same.
or you go south?
I'm sorry.
You don't like that view?
Why don't you just leave the room, Greg? Okay. Yeah.
Share the wealth.
I finally entered this ENC. It wasn't in. I told you my accommodations fell through. My caddy, the reason was going to caddy for John Cregan. No, man, I got in. I was the first alternate, but I got in 3-4 months ago. I was first alternate in national. That was the first one. Cregan backed out of being a caddy. A week later, the houses are going to be done. So now you're going to have to stay somewhere. Until I made those arrangements, I didn't know.
You ready?
Yeah. I'm staying.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Can everybody please take their seats that's going to be sitting, please?
It's expensive.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I'd like to call the 2019 NEPGA Spring Meeting to order. Will everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem? Thank you. I would like to welcome everyone here today that's with us and also offer a virtual welcome to all our friends that are viewing us live streamed on NEPGA.com. Thank you very much to our wonderful spring meeting host facility, Andover Country Club, for always graciously hosting the New England section spring meeting, as well as our board meeting last night. As we all know, we're indebted to our partners and their representatives who make such a big difference in the quality of our programming and events. This is the 8th year we have invited our partners to the spring meeting as a way for our PGA professionals to show our appreciation and express our sincere gratitude for their support. We're very excited to have many of our section and chapter supporters here with us today, and I now ask all of them in attendance to come forward and stand here in front of the officers to be formally recognized. I ask each of the partners to introduce yourselves and the companies you represent and the events you will be sponsoring. Please hold your applause till the end.
Hi everybody, I'm Kristen May. I know many of you. Those that I don't, welcome. I'm sponsoring with Link Soul, the Pro at Halifax this year. It's coming up soon in April, so hope you guys can all attend. I also sell Levelwear and a couple of ladies lines and New Era hats, so please reach out if you need anything. Have a great season.
My name is Aaron Henderson with Callaway Golf. I represent Callaway as well as Ogio and Odyssey putters on the North Shore, also New Hampshire and Maine, and there's several other Callaway reps here, but we sponsor several events across the section, so there'll be a couple in Maine, a couple in New Hampshire, etc.
Hi, I'm Derek Travers. I represent Callaway Golf in Rhode Island. Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, Peter Guild with Callaway Golf in the greater Boston area and Cape Cod.
Mike Peralt with Callaway Golf, essentially in Worcester County and all of Vermont. We truly appreciate all of your support.
Good morning, I'm Gene Gonzalez. I'm here on behalf of Maui Jim Sunglasses, and we're going to be sponsoring the Pro Match Play at Kirkbride. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Lynch with Prize Possessions. We also sponsor the Pro Match Play and also the Pro Plus One. And thank you for your business and have a great year.
Good morning, everyone. Scott Notargiacomo with Greystone Consulting. We provide investment services to the New England PGA and to all of its members, and we appreciate your support. Thank you.
All right, everyone, I'm Paul Lund from NFP. We'll be sponsoring a couple of events through the course of the year. We focus on bringing home and auto discount programs, access to medical care, dental care, and some other voluntary benefits such as critical illness, cancer, and short-term disability. Thanks.
Hey, good morning, Steve Corvo with Colonial. We're also in partnership with NFB, and one of the programs that we're providing to PGA members this year is a college tuition benefit program for your loved ones, kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews, godchildren, and stepchildren as well.
Dan Dempsey with Egghead, and we'll see everybody out at the stroke plays again this year.
Hi, I'm Ron Delahanty, and I represent Straight Down, Joe Fitt, and Bald Head Blues. And with Straight Down, we'll be sponsoring the Portsmouth Pro-Am this year.
Everyone, Clem Lamar with Cobra Puma Golf. We're proud sponsors of the Pro-Am Championship, the Gosling's Invitational, and the Maine Southern Swing. Have a great year.
Good morning, everyone. Andrew Ringham with Five Star Golf Cars, global distributor of Easygoing Cushman. I handle all of Eastern Mass. We are sponsoring 3 section events this year: Pro Officer, and the annual Vegas Pro-Am, amongst a number of other chapter events. Thank you.
Good morning, Alex Stimson. I have Southern Mass, Rhode Island, and Cape Cod. Have a great season. We look forward to seeing you guys out there.
Tim Russell, sales manager with 5 Star Golf Cars. Look forward to seeing everyone out for a successful season.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Greg with Greg O'Mahony with Celtic Golf. We help the section with their UK Pro-Am every year. So this year we're going to be 4 nights in St. Andrews and then a few nights in Edinburgh, Carnoustie, Kingsbarns, Scotts Craig, Crail, Golan, and North Berwick. So it's going to be a good time. Grab 3 members and come join us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robbie Thompson. I'm a partner at Champion Golf Group. We represent all of Gosling's Golf Division of Bermuda. We are going to do the Pro-Am Championship and all of Cape Week, as well as the Gosling's Invitational the NEPGA manages. So thanks for all your support and have a great season.
Good morning, everyone. Just when you thought you'd get to a section meeting and not see a microphone in Packard's hand. Michael Packard, very excited to be here as a section sponsor representing Sky Eye Golf. Looking forward to joining professionals at the Pro Officer as well as the section championship.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Steve Shao. I represent Travis Matthew in New England and New York, and this year we are proud to be sponsoring the Las Vegas Pro-Am.
Good morning, Sheila Barnard at CNS Sports Foods. I'm the National Sales Manager, and we are in the stroke play and also the First Intent Tee Challenge.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Lamoli with Tournament Solutions Gifts and Awards. We sponsor the chapter championships, and 10% of all your purchases will go back to the New England PGA Foundation. Have a great year.
Good morning. I'm Ben Malloy. I'm the founder of Evolve Golf. We're honored to partner with the New England PGA to sponsor the Spring Pro Scramble, and the I guess we're going to be participating with the Pro Stroke. Your support of Evolve Golf has been tremendous, so we're really excited to partner up and become a tournament sponsor this year. So have a great season.
Hi everyone, Chris Fuentes with Ranger Ready Repellents. I'm the founder and inventor of this product, and we invented it a couple years ago because I got Lyme disease playing golf, and so did my partner, and all of our kids have had Lyme disease, so we decided that we'd invent a repellent. It's our 2nd season and first season with you guys. We've just passed our 100th golf club, so come and support us and play every round protected. There's a video online at rangerready.com on how to play every round protected, and the last tip is don't be that guy who doesn't wear repellents or sunscreen and ends up getting bitten by a tick. Thanks, guys.
Good morning, Chris Kerr, Northeast Regional Sales Manager for Cutter & Buck, Annika, and Click. We'll be sponsoring the New England Stroke Play Series.
Good morning, Adam Casey with Bushnell Golf, and for the 3rd year we're sponsoring the season-long Stroke Play Series.
Good morning, Brian Avina from Mizuno Golf, and we're sponsoring the Senior Junior.
Good morning, Steve Danilo, Mizuno Golf as well, Senior Junior. Thank you.
Good morning, Steve with K-Motion. You may know us as K-Best. We'll be sponsoring the New England PGA Teaching and Coaching Summit.
John Lano, Adidas Golf. We'll be sponsoring the New England section staff, head to toe.
Matt Mike at Adidas Golf, Central Mass and Rhode Island.
Good morning, I'm Shannon Johnson with Ping Golf. And I'm Leanna Tapp with Ping Golf, and this year we are sponsoring the NEPGA University. We'll have a lot of educational content posted on there throughout the season, so if you haven't yet, please sign up.
Good morning, I'm Ryan Divis representing TaylorMade in the greater Boston area.
Mark Thompson with TaylorMade Golf, the sales rep for Eastern Mass. We'll be sponsoring the NEPGA Junior Tour this year.
Good morning, Greg Sutcliffe with TaylorMade Golf. I represent Central and Northern New England.
Good morning, Dave Woods with Acushnet. We'll be sponsoring the Pro Assistant Championship at the Bay Club and some Assistant Association events yet to be determined. Thank you very much for your great support.
Hi, I'm Dave Greblich with Titleist. I handle the Boston and Worcester markets. Thank you.
Morning, I'm Dave Turner. I'm the new sales rep for FootJoy in Rhode Island and Central and Western Mass. Look forward to meeting you if I haven't already.
Brian Saylor with FootJoy covering Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Look forward to a great year. Good luck in 2019.
Mark Finity of Titleist. I have North Shore, Boston, and New Hampshire. Hope everybody has a great year.
David Monahan with Titleist. I have Cape Cod, Rhode Island, Southeastern Mass, and the islands, and I hope you all have a great season selling and playing our product.
Greg Ludis from Titleist. I have Maine and New Hampshire, and thanks for all your support.
Good morning, Kevin Dyer. I work with Pro Golf, the rep for all of New England. We're going to be sponsoring the Pro Match Play.
Good morning, Sue Powers with Nevo Sligo, and we'll be sponsoring the Pro Lady at Kernwood again this year, very happily.
Holly and Dee Hallett, along with Billy Higgins, Golf Max Pro Championship, and the senior junior at Tedesco. Thank you. Have a great year.
Yes, I'm Billy Higgins. I also do Volvic and US Kids.
Good morning, I'm Rick Dowling from Junior Golf Hub. We're proud to support the NEPGA Junior Tour with our online platform that provides cutting-edge tools and education for juniors on their journey to the next level. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Dabana. I'll be sponsoring the NEPGA Pro Stroke Play at the Haven. For the assistance events, we'll be doing the Hudson Cup and the end of the year event in Nantucket. I work with Turtleson Golf and Galvin Green.
Good morning, I'm Alex Moran. I'm the National Golf Sales Manager at the Streamsong Resort. We just engaged in a partnership with your great section, so we are looking forward to this opportunity and many great things to come. Thanks to you for having us here, and best of luck with your upcoming season. Thank you.
Good morning, folks. Cliff Thompson with the Video Bank. We're sponsoring the Junior Tour, the Avidia Cup, and the Stroke Play Series. I'm also accompanied by Missy Lindbergh, so if you have any questions about a credit card or line of credit or what have you with the Video Bank, Missy's here to help. Just one last thing, I've been trying to track down Mike Higgins, Mr. President, for a couple of months now. I happen to have, if you could hold it for a second, I happen to have a 5-year extension agreement here with New England PGA. The Video Bank is in for 5 years.
Thank you, Cliff. Obviously, the partnership with Avidia is outstanding. They've put a lot of money into our foundation. 5 years more is fantastic. So congratulations to you, Mike, and to all of us and obviously Cliff and his team for doing this for us. So outstanding. Thank you.
I think that was the quickest vendor procession we've had. So my counterpart, my vice president, is really in good shape right now. He's happy. So before we get into my president's report, I would like to welcome all our past presidents and Hall of Fame members in the audience today. Would you all please stand and be recognized? I would also like to welcome our District 1 Director from Northeast New York section representing us at the National Board of Directors, Noel Gebauer. And Noel is joined by our incoming District Director, who is in the shadowing mode, I guess, Ian is what it's called. Ian Marshall from the Connecticut section, our incoming District Director. I would like to thank our Board of Directors for all their hard work over the winter months. We've met several times in order to prepare for the 2019 season, and we'll be discussing many exciting changes to the New England section throughout this meeting. Lastly, but certainly not least, I would like to express thanks to our section staff for their continued efforts to make our programs the absolute best in the country. Join me in a round of applause for outstanding staff members and our Board of Directors. As most of you know, our spring meeting is our informational meeting. We're here to update you on the New England section, our chapters, the PGA of America, And this is also an opportunity for you as an NEPGA member to address the membership and make comments during open forum. As another option, if you have a question you would like to ask or something you would like the board or staff to research for you, please feel free to write it down and hand it to a member of our staff during our 10-minute break. We're going to keep this meeting moving along today. We're going to keep it light and fun. The staff has asked me if they could add some walk-up music for each one of the presenters, and reluctantly I said okay. So, just kidding. Knowing Dave and Mike, I'm sure we're going to have a little fun with it, so bear with us on the walk-up music. Before we proceed with our meeting, let's watch a quick video that recaps the 2018 season and gets us excited for 2019.
You know, we've had stretches where I played okay, and I was lousy, he played okay, he was lousy, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's not a stroke play event, it's a match play event. We're fortunate to be victorious again.
My legs are sore, but the game feels good. Maybe there's a couple grade 4 and 18. My legs are sore, but the game feels good. Made a couple grade 4 and 18. I hostled it almost into the woods, got a great kick, and made a 15-footer to keep it going to give me a chance to make that one, so I'm thrilled.
And we never doubled up. We made 9 birdies, no bogeys, and it just seemed way too easy. It was a lot of fun.
I'm looking for, and I've made up my mind over and over. I can't be everything you want me to be.
It's hard to win a tournament anywhere against any field, and to be able to come here and win this tournament for the second time, it's very good.
Always means a lot, because this is for a New Englander. This is our big event of the year, and the one we cherish the most. And it'll always mean a lot to me, this tournament.
It's been an awesome year. I've thought I've played pretty well, and in the past I've had a hard time kind of finishing tournaments and finishing rounds when I was new to the section, and now playing a little bit more and understanding how to kind of finish a round and how to control myself and how to kind of control my game. That's really helped me.
Our overall champion for the season-long stroke play series 23.
I can't be everything you want me to be. I can't be everything you want me to be. Finally, I can see the light through the leaves, but it's all gone.
Here, and we've been up north fighting some cold weather. We just got down here for the PGA show.
Battling a little cold still.
Honestly, my main goal today is just to stay away from the hosel. I'm going to make a couple putts, hopefully, and hopefully we go well. What do you think, Rob?
I'm just excited to be down here playing a little golf with my buddy Rico, and looking forward to it.
I can be everything you want me to be. I can't be everything you want me to be. Finally, I can see the light through the leaves, but it's all gone. But it's all gone. But it's all gone.
We didn't know was what the walk-up music was going to be. They wouldn't tell us. Perfect. Obviously, the video is great. We get a chance to see what we've done, and what we're going to talk about today is where we're going. It's with much excitement. Obviously, I'm going to get into my president's report here. It's a great excitement and optimism. I stand in front of you at this spring meeting at Andover for, for many, the Memorial Day weekend is really where it starts. For me, today is it. This is where it starts for me. I think this is an unofficial start for the NEPGA season, and I'm always excited to be here in front of you on this day. This winter, your leadership has really remained focused and continue to our strategies in increasing programs, increasing our member services, and maintaining our financial strength. We never forget the industry impact on our PGA professionals, and we are continually thinking of ways to improve the vocation of PGA members. Recently, I was having a conversation with one of my peers, and he asked me how I felt about the golf industry. And to be honest with you, my level of optimism is at an all-time high. I'm really bullish on the game and what's going on with the business. Golf is an $84 billion industry, and I'm excited because 31 million people participated on and off the golf course last year. 2.6 million of them were new golfers. 35% of those new golfers were women coming into the game, and we also saw an increase in diverse populations taking up the game. One of our biggest challenges that we all face is looking at the enormous opportunity we have in getting our facilities and getting our golf courses and being more diverse with our clientele, welcoming more women at the golf course to come into the game, welcoming more juniors, boys and girls. I know a lot of you do a great job bringing that to the facility, but I certainly think that we can do a better job bringing more women and younger generation to the game. As a board of directors and as a section, we want to provide you with the tools you need to help accomplish this at your facility. You need to try every avenue you can make to make sure your members and the golfers at your facility feel welcome. And we need to do our part to educate people that golf can be affordable and golf is fun. Why do we get in the game? Everybody knows my why. Why did you get in the game? It's fun. I want to play. I want to play golf. I want to help people. Our goal is to serve the members and provide you with resources needed to help elevate yourself, elevate the marketplace to your employers, and ensure that PGA professionals continue to be the gold standard in the game. We want and we need golf clubs in the hands of golfers for as long as possible. If it's starting at 5 years old and going all the way up till 80, or if it's somebody starting at 60. And bringing that experience is possible because of the programs and the things that we're going to accomplish through the NEPGA and the PGA. I personally think that the PGA Championship moving to May could be a very good thing for a lot of us, especially in our businesses. The PGA of America is going to make significant efforts and investments in promoting programs like PGA Junior League on television, radio, social media, and at one of the golf's major championships, just as our season starts, really, when you really think about it, here in New England. So they'll also be promoting PGA professionals on the TV. So, ask a PGA pro, or see me and talk to a PGA pro. Maximizing and promoting programs around golf, the 4 majors. You can piggyback a lot of stuff that you're doing at the club based on what you're doing, what they're doing on television. Step out of your comfort zone. It's not a bad thing. I really think you can achieve more if you do that. It'd be very difficult for our section to accomplish our goals if it were not for the dedicated board of directors, engaged committee members, and very talented staff we have in place. On behalf of the entire membership, I would like to thank our wonderful team of section and chapter level board members. And please join me in a real good round of applause for these ladies and gentlemen who take time out of their careers and their jobs to meet with us and really have your focus in mind whenever we're having a board meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We pride ourselves on the quality of our operation, the amount of thought and discussion that goes into our programming. This can be seen by strides with our education, the quality of our major championships, and the increased level of communication and respect we're given as a result of our accomplishments on the national level. You can see here today by the number of partners in attendance that so many individuals and companies believe in investing in the NEPGA and investing in PGA professionals. It's good for their business. Why not? We're the ones that are making those decisions, right? You'll learn a little bit later in the Secretary report how the years of planning that went into the New England PGA University are finally coming to fruition. Secretary Bradshaw and his committee, the Education Committee, have done an amazing job helping to make the best of everything on that NEPGA University, and it's going to get even better. Mike will talk about it later. Hopefully you follow the NEPGA on social media and have recently visited our new and improved section website. How many of you have been on the website on the new one? Any feedback? Much? Awesome. We're making an investment in you. We're trying to make it better so it's more usable, better for you, so that you can get in there and see what's going on. The New England section remains passionate regarding employment. I can tell you we have two of the most engaged employment people in this section. Most of you know our employment consultant retired from last fall. Mike was just in here. And Jim Remy has taken over as the employment consultant. Over the past 3 months, we were talking about it last night, was there 40 jobs, Jimmy? Something like that, open? And Larry Kelly, our employment committee chairman, and Mike Higgins do an outstanding job with their efforts during doing their due diligence to make sure that a PGA member stays in that job, and hopefully any PGA member. And I know how busy it gets. I know how important employment is to all of us, and you can be assured that these gentlemen are doing this for us to make sure that the NEPGA member is well represented and really number one for the job. Many of you all obviously know what's going on with our home site, or you don't know. It's coming along. Mike's going to talk about that a little bit more in his report. I can assure you that moving at the pace that we're going, we had a long discussion about it last night. We're being very diligent and very focused on this huge investment that we're making in behalf of all the NEPGA members. Lastly, it's an election year for the section. It's hard to believe this is my 8th year in the board. It's been an unbelievable experience for me. I know some of you that read my, how many of you read the section newsletter is what I want to know. All right, good. It's been an unbelievable experience for me. I encourage any PGA member who wants to get involved to give it strong consideration in doing so. These past years have just been amazing, rewarding for my life. I've got lifelong friends sitting in front of us and over here. Some of them I'd rather not know after I get done, but we won't get into that. That's you, Jarvis, yeah, okay. And I hope you consider, and I'm very approachable. You all know that I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'm very approachable. You can call me, email me anytime. Thank you. It's an honor, a privilege to stand here in front of you as your president. I'm passionate about what we do, as is everybody else. And again, thank you so much for putting your trust in me to run the organization. And I look forward to seeing you all down the road. Thank you. At this time, the chair calls on Alan Belden from Worcester Country Club to discuss money and give the vice president's report. Alan, hold on, no, wait a minute. We're going to do a drawing, that's right. For those of you that were in there, you know we're drawing for a $100 gift card here. David Lane. David Lane.
All right, yeah, I'll get it later.
All right, okay. Thank you, Mike. At this time, the chair calls on Alan Belden from Worcester Country Club to discuss money and give the vice president's report. Alan?
Well done. Yeah, we didn't know it was coming. And President Bebo's comments earlier about me being happy that that was quick. I'm just a big fan of brevity. My nickname in the boardroom has become Flava Flav because all about keeping things on time. So that's where the inside joke comes from. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NEPGA 2019 spring meeting. We appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to come out and join us today. My primary responsibility as your vice president is to report on the section finances and share updates with the membership. Let me just start by saying that we are in very good shape financially as a section. The hard work and diligence of the board and the section staff has paid great dividends. And make no mistake, this is the work of many years by several boards, being led by dedicated PGA professionals. Those who have dedicated their time through the years should all take pride in the fact that the NEPGA is a leader in the eyes of all sections within the PGA. The 2018 golf season got off to a slow start with a cold spring and then finished with a wet fall. This certainly provided challenges to all facilities across New England. We are certainly hopeful that the 2019 season will be fully underway soon and will feature weather where we do not have to spend our days staring at the radar screen. Since our last meeting in the fall, the board, along with the section staff, has directed our focus to making sure we have the correct amount of staff, as well as the proper systems in place for our members. With the help of our committees and the board of directors, I feel that we finally have the systems and the staff in place that is going to allow our team to maximize member services being provided to our PGA professionals. It was one of my pledges when I ran for secretary that we find ways to improve member services and drive direct benefits back to all of you. With my fortune to serve with these very dedicated professionals, I can say with certainty that much has been accomplished and the outlook for the future continues to improve. One of the challenges that has been faced by the section staff is that in recent years they've had to manage the ever-expanding programs such as PGA Junior Golf League and the Drive, Chip, and Putt without any additional help. These two junior programs added 15 events each summer, which equates to an additional 26 days to our already active section calendar. In addition to the PGA Junior Golf League and the Drive, Chip, and Putt, the NEPGA Junior Tour now boasts over 120 events in a little over a 2-month period. The New England Series is now the premier amateur tour in New England with 30 events, and that generates almost $200,000 in revenue to our host facilities. We have internally launched multiple new websites over the past few years, and I hope that you have experienced our new website through our partnership with web.com. Social media and communication are also very important to this section and to our professionals. We have invested heavily in constant communication on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as through our Friday 4 Caddy communications and our newsletter, The Full Swing. The online section communications and social media presence have greatly improved over the off-season. A huge part of the section and the foundation's success is directly attributable to our partners. It is evident here today that our investment in our partners is impacting our PGA professionals both personally and professionally. There is a significant effort in recruiting new partners, growing partnerships, and showing them value in the relationship. There is a reason why so many of our partners joined us here today. We are extremely grateful for all the support that our dedicated partners have shown to the NEPGA, and a huge thank you goes out to Mike Higgins and the section staff for cultivating these relationships. The New England section has become a leader in education with the advent of NEPGA-U. With over 60 events in our last MSR cycle and January launch of our online education platform, there is certainly no shortage of educational opportunities for our members. Continuing education is a lot more than acquiring points. It is integral to every PGA professional's personal growth and employment. Making yourself more valuable to your employer by educating yourself is a great way to enhance your job security. Kudos to Mike Bradshaw for all that he has done to get NEPGA-U off the ground. Mike is extremely passionate about education, and the amount of time he has dedicated to the NEPGA on behalf of all of you has been way above and beyond the normal call of duty. To the point that I had to coax him out of the cart to hit a tee shot last year in Palm Springs. He was checking something on NEPGA-U. The last topic I would like to touch upon is employment. We invest a significant amount of our resources in employment. The Employment Committee, led by Larry Kelly, attends countless meetings with facilities, provides career counseling, and also provides education as a large part of the equation. The section invests countless hours to have the strongest approach to employment in the country. We are also very excited to have National Past President Jim Remy as our new career consultant. I think we are truly fortunate to have someone with Jim's wealth of knowledge and background as our employment consultant. We are also all aware of the challenges in finding help in hiring staff in the current landscape, and Jim will touch upon that in his speech a little bit later in the program. As President Bebo mentioned, we have a tremendous staff that works tirelessly on behalf of all of us. Being an officer, I get to see firsthand what they do on a daily basis, and they make me proud to be a member of the New England section. We are very fortunate to be served by such a dedicated group. Thank you to Mike, Dave, Joan, JC, Chris, Max, Christian, and Nick for all of your efforts on our behalf. Before I go over the numbers of the section finances, I would just like to thank my finance committee for all of their efforts and services. Thank you to Ron Bebo, Steve Mann, Mike Bradshaw, and Glenn Kelly. The finance committee works very closely with Mike Higgins to create a budget and review finances on a monthly basis to make sure that we stay on track. The section experienced a solid year in section and chapter activities in 2018. Our revenue was a little over $3.2 million, which was actually down $6,575 from the previous year, and our expenses were up by $1,300. This is a very good job by the staff of controlling expenses when you think about how much our programming has expanded and the challenges we had with weather last season. When I stepped down off the board in 2008, our total section assets were just over $1 million. And over the past 11 years, those assets have tripled to sit at just over $3.1 million. As with many of our investment accounts, 2018 was a rocky year for the market. In 2017, we saw amazing growth of just over $300,000 in our funds. Last year, we were still up, but just by over $24,000. The Finance Committee and the Board of Directors meet regularly with Greystone Consulting to review our long-term investments and ensure that we are being diligent with section monies. Greystone has been a great partner, and they are very diligent with their suggestions. We have maintained an investment approach to be conservative in order to protect our growth, and currently our long-term investment fund stands at just over $2 million. As a reminder, Greystone Consulting has agreed to extend the very generous 1% consulting fee that they offered to the NEPGA to all of our PGA members. This is a valuable member benefit, and if you do not currently have someone to aid you with your investments and retirement accounts, I urge you to consider Greystone. The New England section has not seen a dues increase in 14 years, and it has been the goal of your board to make sure that that does not happen anytime soon. I would like to also make you aware of some changes regarding the ACH direct deposit for any PGA professionals. Every year there are over 50 checks that are issued that are never cashed. They are either lost, sent to an incorrect address, or simply not cashed by the individual. Currently, there are over $4,000 in canceled check fees outstanding. The Board of Directors voted to make direct deposit mandatory for all PGA professionals, and we will implement this directive over the next 2 years. We ask that you please sign up for the direct deposit as soon as possible, and the PGA has made the process extremely easy. It is one link to fill out your information, and the need to provide a voided check is no longer necessary. In 2019, if you are not on direct deposit and your check is lost, the cancellation fee will be deducted from your payout prior to issuing another check. In 2020, no payments will be issued to PGA professionals until the direct deposit is set up. There really is no reason to take advantage of the ACH. It avoids delays in getting paid and the hassle of lost checks. Ultimately, it makes us more efficient, and the board felt that this was absolutely necessary to implement this change to avoid any issues going forward. It is very easy as your vice president when I stand up and report how well the section is doing and that we are in good hands. I can assure you that we will continue to be aggressive in our planning, but I can also assure you we will do it with a manageable and well thought out approach. It is my pleasure to serve on the board with all of these passionate golf professionals, and I will be available following the meeting should any of you have any questions. Best wishes for a great 2019. Thank you.
Yep. Dana Janis.
Yes. You want a gift card?
We'll get it to you after, bud.
Okay.
At this time, the chair calls on our favorite officer from Federal Hill, Mike Bradshaw of Kirkbrake Country Club, to give the secretary report. Mike?
The Irish guy gets the Italian music, right? But I do hang out with Federal Hill. That's all right. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome back for another season. I hope everyone had a great winter. All right, once enough, really, David? Seriously? You all right now? I mean, if you could put The Godfather on, it'd be a little bit better, right? All right. This doesn't count towards my time. I killed Alan's phone. That way he can't time me because he knows I'm the one that always goes over. So you know what? No, it's not. You think it is. Yeah, good. I hope everybody had a great winter and a little bit better tech support than we have right now. Hint, hint. And I was able to enjoy some time relaxing with family over the winter months before we get back to the 100-day war I think we see every year when we get into that this spring. This year I think there's no better way for me to begin my report than by mentioning some of our longest-serving members of the New England section. They've all definitely seen their share of 100-day wars throughout the years, and the honors that they've received since our last meeting are well-deserved. Please join me in congratulating these following 5 New England PGA professionals for their induction into the Quarter Century Club for 25 years. You want me to stop? Oh yeah, maybe I am. I don't need that. 25 years as a PGA professional. Sorry. Who put the clicker underneath the speech stuff, really? Come on, guys. Frank Dully from Kernwood Country Club, Rich Hassenfuss, Needham Golf Club, Rob Herron, Northport Country Club, Mark O'Brien from the Captain's Club, and Tom Rooney from LeBaron Hills Country Club. How about a round of applause for these fine gentlemen? And while 25 years is a great honor, 50 years as a PGA professional is absolutely amazing, and this winter we had one of our members reach this achievement. Congratulations to Bob Menney, PGA Life member, for his 50 years of service as a PGA professional. And while we're speaking of honors, there's no better honor for a golf professional than to earn your PGA membership. Whether you did so in the days of the business schools, the GPTP, or the new PGM program, I think all of us can say it is an amazing day when you knew that you had earned your membership. This winter we've had 11 individuals earn their membership, and I'd like to call those that are here today to come up to the front of the room at this time. Sean E. Bergeron, David W. Brasington, Daniel S. Calderwood, Eric D. Carlson, Jackson R. Koger, Brian R. Fitzpatrick, Cameron D. Fossa, Nicholas F. Hallowell, Robert D. McCarthy, Andrew M. Morris, and Molly M. Sheikey. Please join me in congratulating these 11 professionals and welcoming them to the New England section. Where's Eric? Well, come on up. You can't make you pitch a shutout. You got to come up. Trust me, I'll get tortured for 6 months if you don't come up.
Thank you very much.
That was close. I thought I was pitching a shutout. All right. Thanks for bailing me out. As we kick off the 2019 season, let's take a quick look at the New England section by the numbers. There are currently 1,035 professionals in the New England section, consisting of 910 PGA professionals and 125 associates. This makes us the 9th largest section in the country. 89 of the PGA professionals in the New England section are certified professionals. That's 9.8%, including an awesome 12.3%, or 37 of the 301 section members who are classified as A1 or head golf professionals. We currently have 29 suspended associates, which is 23%, but that is 3 less than where we stood at the fall meeting this past October. And there are currently 655 green grass facilities within our section borders, where there's a PGA presence at 387 of them, which is 59.1%. I'd also like to give everyone an update on the section constitution and bylaws. And before everybody starts tripping and running to the front microphone, we're not having a vote today, so just grab a seat, all right? Following the heated discussion, to say the least, at the fall meeting last year, we gathered some of our section leaders as a Constitution task force to review and suggest changes to the NEPGA Constitution. A review like this is something any organization should take up from time to time in order to make sure that their membership is best being served. Our group was diligent in keeping this in mind, and I'd like to personally thank Jim Remy, Alex Kirk, Larry Kelly, Jack Gale, Glenn Kelly, and Rob Jarvis for their time and effort with this. After a complete and thorough review of the Constitution, the task force submitted a list of changes to the section board, most of which we could term as housekeeping items that were approved in the interest of keeping the section constitution in line with the scope of business that we currently see. Changes that have been enacted by the board include replacing apprentice with associate throughout the document to coincide with the same change at the national level, addition of the foundation committee chair as a non-voting board member, changing the appointment of an unexpired district director's term to a chapter appointment and not a section board appointment as it was previously, and changing the deadline to submit resolutions to 3 days prior to the first chapter fall meeting. Previously, I think it was 30 days or 60 days. I think it was 60 days prior to the annual meeting, sorry. All right. The task force also explored the idea of allowing chapter voting on resolutions. As all of you know, we do allow chapter voting for officers at this time, but found that the logistics present too large of a challenge to allow it at this time. Issues that prevent this include potential discussions and amendments being brought forward at a chapter meeting and not being included at previous meetings. At the recommendation of the task force, the board has implemented a policy of an informal straw poll to be taken at each chapter meeting in the fall regarding resolutions, with these poll results to be part of the presentation of the resolution at the section meeting. This was done so we can get a feel as to how the membership as a whole, whether they are in favor or against the resolution. While we can't take an actual vote, the straw poll results will be brought up as part of the presentation in the fall. All right, let's go. All right. In addition, the task force also recommended that the infamous resolution number 2 from the fall regarding the Massachusetts chapter that was voted down be brought back in its original wording to the membership for a vote once again this fall. After a detailed look at the current population of the section, which you can see on the monitor behind me, the task force felt that the proposed change is the best way to approach representation for the Massachusetts chapter. I call your attention to the numbers. Actually, it's the top number. If you can't see them in the back, I'll try to read through them as fast as I can here. The top number is the amount of PGA professionals in each chapter, and the Massachusetts chapter itself has 378 PGA professionals, which is more than 3 times larger than any other chapter. The next largest, I think, is the Cape, if I'm not mistaken, at 100, what's that, 165? My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, sorry. When we do get to the fall, each district director will have detailed information regarding this, as well as any other submitted resolutions for the respective chapter meeting, respective chapter at its fall meeting, before the straw poll is then taken at the chapter meeting, and the official vote is taken at the section meeting. Okay. Switching gears a little bit, I want to share with everybody a quote I came across last week that I think is extremely appropriate in our everyday doings as golf professionals, as coaches. As many as possible, for as long as possible, and with the best experience possible. When I saw this, I felt this quote hits it right on the head when you consider how we, as PGA professionals on the front lines, are 100% responsible for creating new golfers and keeping our existing ones engaged. You know, we've all heard the phrase growing the game throughout the years, and maybe to the point where we're sick of hearing it, but one thing always sticks in my mind. We as golf professionals, we're in the entertainment business. We're in the business of making people happy. Our profession revolves around a game we all love and we bring others to in order to share and develop their love for this great game. So how do we make that love grow in as many people as possible, for as long as possible, while making sure they have the best experience possible? That's the magic question that we as an organization and as members ponder on a daily basis. In my opinion, it requires an army of thousands, maybe around 29,000 or so, armed with the correct tools to not only make themselves better, but to help our golfers have more fun and develop that love for the game. One new tool that I'd like to have everybody take a quick video preview of, is the PGA.Coach app.
A good coach will show you how to play the game. A great coach will show you how to play for life. The era of specialization is coming to an end. The transformation of sports is evolved from his experience from all the different sports. That's what made him the receiver he was.
In my development, it's very important to play multiple sports. There's a huge benefit when it comes to skill development, but also exposing yourself to different challenges. No matter how great I've been at basketball and the things that I've accomplished on the basketball court, I have a whole lot more to experience when it comes to me getting better on the golf course.
Golf is definitely a lifetime sport. I love picking up the sport at my age and being able to learn and continue this really for a lifetime.
The PGA of America has led an industry-wide coalition to transform your coaching journey. Starting today, you can leverage the benefits and fun of developing the whole athlete. Those multi-sport athletes will become golfers for life. The future of golf is in your hands. Unlock greatness in your students, your business, and your facility. and help lead the transformation of sports.
All right, so I know it's a Steelers coach, but get past that point. We'll deal with that later. All right. Okay, so when I first heard about this program, the pessimist in me thought, okay, here we go. Another program that's going to be introduced. It's going to end up fading to black in a couple years, and it'll go away. But I had to take a look, like, you know, like the guy driving up 95 and you see that big pile up. I had to take a look, and I was wrong on this one. Take a look at these numbers. In the span of the 12-year span from 2003 to 2015, we lost over 6 million golfers from the game. It's amazing, but it's also quite dreary. But peeking out of the clouds, then you see something like this. 9.5 million kids between the ages of 6 and 17 enjoyed trying out the game of golf. And 7.5 million want to play the game of golf. They were introduced to it at school, and they want to play outside of school. If you break that over the same 12-year span with the ages that are being discussed, you have nearly 628,000 children every year that are in the same boat, wanting and waiting to play the game. Talk about an engaged audience. But once you get them there, how do you keep them? Well, you have to make it fun. And in my opinion, that's where the most useful part of this new PGA.Coach app comes in. While there's a lot of discussion, hang on a sec, sorry. Yeah, flip it. As you go through the training for the app, you'll notice there's a lot of discussion of the American development model and creating elite athletes in the training. We all know that not everyone has the time, ability, or even desire to go in that direction. But at just about every facility in our section, no matter where you are, what kind of facility you're at, there is a junior clinic, academy, or school of some sort. So what if you were able to have recommended activity plans segmented by age and ability with detailed explanations of the drills, necessary resources, and it times out the plan to the minute? It sounds like a junior program in a box and something that almost everyone can use. Noel Gebauer, our National District Director, will have a little bit more detail in his report, but I urge everyone to take the time and complete the training online in order to get access to the app. The training takes 3 to 4 hours, and yes, you do get MSRs. And then once you complete it, the app is all yours, and all the information and detail is yours to use. And the best news is that it's free. You do have some other, I personally, use a program, and the same kind of program costs over $2,000 a year, and this is being provided free of charge through the app. This is an awesome digital offering that can be used anywhere you are. You didn't think you would get through this whole thing without an education speech, so here we go. But it's not the best digital offering that was introduced this winter. Call me biased, but the NEPGA University digital platform takes that spot on the countdown. Over 200 section professionals are university members, and the U is about to be featured in an article in April's PGA magazine. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of the section staff and the education committee, we are the only section in the country with a dedicated web portal for section education. Currently, there are 10 classes available online, with another batch of 4 to 5 classes to be introduced in the next couple weeks. The U will then take a small break for the summer and be back for the fall 2019 semester in October. But the web portal is always there for you, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, with pertinent and helpful education. I'd also be remiss if I didn't thank Dave Tobin, Leanna Wicks, and Shannon Johnson of Ping for their assistance, as Ping is committed to be our presenting sponsor of the NEPGA University web portal. Their partnership helps defray the cost for our section professionals, as well as they were able to host an awesome event last week with Marty Jertson of their fitting and research department. But if you missed the bus and you're thinking of skipping school, think again. Everyone here today will receive an email with a link to the registration for the web portal. Click on the link within the next 24 hours and you can register today for the discounted introductory rate that was only available in January for $49. And if you registered after the discount was in and you paid the $99, let one member of the section staff know before leaving, and we'll make sure you get the $50 difference. That link is only available today, and you'll get an email probably any minute now. There you go. It's already in your email box. Your $49 tuition payment not only entitles you to the 24/7 web portal, but also free and unlimited entry to university-sponsored education events and discounted rates to section major events like the Teaching Summit and the Technology Symposium. And while we're on the subject of summits and symposiums, I'd like to call your attention to the upcoming Teaching and Coaching Summit on April 29th and 30th. We've got a tremendous lineup of instructors coming to the section to help you get your players to improve while also growing your business. It's a power-packed lineup that you're not going to want to miss. To close, I'd like to call your attention to that quote again. As many as possible, for as long as possible, with the best experience possible. Not only is that a good thing for us to think about on an individual basis with your customers, but I know for a fact that it's also what your board and staff focus on as it applies to you, the New England PGA member. We want to provide for as many as possible, for as long as possible, with the best experience possible. And it only happens with your help. Stay engaged, get involved, and I thank you for all your help, dedication, and passion for the game. The New England section is the envy of most, and it's due to the 1,000 plus members and the things that you all do on a daily basis. Have a great 2019 season, and if I can ever be of any assistance at any time, please let me know. Thank you. Tim Locke is the next winner. Thank you. And here's Alan. Did I make the time? This is Alan's. I'll wear it for now, but this is Alan's Flavor Flav necklace that we got him. Did I make it? 30 seconds. Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I would like now to call on our Executive Director, Mike Higgins, to get Higgy with it for the Executive Director's report. Mike?
All right, that was a little longer than 12 seconds. As you can see, the board of directors and the officers like to have a lot of fun and keep it keep it light in the boardroom. So it's wonderful to be a staff member and experience these fine PGA professionals. As the officer said, I'm very excited to be here today. We have a terrific turnout. It's wonderful to see so many of our partners that were here today. It's great to see so many of our PGA professionals after a long winter, and it's certainly wonderful to have the PGA professionals joining us live on NewEnglandPGA.com. My first year as executive director, I stood up here and said today is my 101st day on the job as your executive director. Today, unbelievably, it's my 3,006th day serving as the executive director of the New England PGA, and there's no place that I would rather be. I still get up every morning excited to serve PGA professionals and the New England section. And one of the major reasons that I enjoy doing what I do and going to work every day is the team that I am fortunate to work with. Many of you, there we go. Many of you are familiar with our seasoned veterans, Joan Stewart, Dave McAdams, and J.C. Settles, and now our new senior tournament staff, Max Doctoroff and Chris Clayton. And we continue to have a wonderful team in the field with Frank Swires in New Hampshire, Don Dion in Maine, Jim LeBlanc in Vermont, Jason Lee handling the Massachusetts chapter, and backed by popular demand, Mickey Herron is overseeing the Cape Cod and Rhode Island chapters. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce two new team members for the New England PGA. Hailing from Idaho via Hawaii and now Sturbridge, Massachusetts, Nick Heidelberger is our new marketing and communications manager. Hopefully everyone in this room is as impressed as I am so far with the work that he's done on our website and social media. And Nick, we're looking forward to what you have in store for us in 2019. Next, I'd like to introduce Christian Como as our foundation's first foundation coordinator. Christian is a PGA member, and with the recent growth and expansion of our foundation, a foundation coordinator has been warranted to oversee our PGA Hope programs, the growing scholarship programs, our grant programs, our fundraising efforts, PGA Junior League, and Drive, Chip, and Putt. I'm very excited about the team that we have assembled, and I'm honored to work with each and every one of them. There we go. I hope that you all are as excited about the information, the announcements that you've heard from our three officers, and I know that you will be proud of the upcoming foundation discussions and the later reports. Those on the board of directors and those in the room here today that know me know that I'm very passionate about improving lives of PGA professionals. I'm very passionate about impacting lives through the game of golf through our foundation, and I'm very passionate about creating partnerships that benefit our section programs as well as bring valuable member benefits to our section professionals. I wanted to talk just quickly about a couple of our partnerships. The first one I want to talk about is Bank, and you saw today by Cliff's presentation of the 5-year contract extension. Bank is committed to supporting you all. They are committed to supporting PGA professionals. With the programs that they've created for the New England PGA and for all of you in this room, if you need a vehicle loan, a home loan, a refinance, and you are not using one of their products, you are costing yourself money. If you have a credit card merchant processing system at your facility and you're not using the New England PGA program that was created for you all, that waives your PCI compliance fees, waives your annual fees, reduces your processing fees, provides free terminals, and puts $400 on your New England PGA credit card, you're costing yourself money. If you need a line of credit, a business checking account, and you're not using an NVIDIA product, guess what? You're costing yourself money. If you have any other credit card in your wallet that is not paying you $100 every single year that your card is active, that doesn't provide you 3 reward points for every dollar you spend, it doesn't offer you more than 2% cash back on every purchase, it doesn't have an APR rate that is under 10%, and it doesn't have a balance transfer fee benefit, and it doesn't have a 1.99 fixed rate for 2 years on balance transfers. If the business checking account in your wallet does not have 0 interest for 90 days on their purchase policy, and at the same time allow you to not make payments for 90 days, or if you have a card in your wallet that does not provide a donation from every single purchase that impacts the lives of human beings through golf, I urge you to consider getting a New England PGA credit card. And on top of this committed investment, Bank wants to help us out even more. If you're a New England PGA card holder and you refer the card to someone else, they're going to load 4,000 reward points onto your card, which is $25 for every person that you refer. And if you refer a merchant processing program to someone, they're going to load an additional $8,000 points to your card. This is a cash member benefit to PGA professionals from Bank. Let's switch, Dave. Thanks. Many of you that play in our Pro-Ams know that the New England section has a great partnership with the Lincoln Motor Company, and they support a Pro-Am series. Well, this year is a contract year for Lincoln and the New England PGA, and Lincoln is looking to sell vehicles. They're looking to sell Lincoln and Ford products in New England. So what we did is we created a special link that will provide someone interested in purchasing a Lincoln a $750 credit. So in the past, this was only available for those who played in one of the Lincoln Pro-Ams, but now you can share this with your friends, you can share this with your family, you can share this with your neighbors, the members at your facility. If you know anyone in the market for a Lincoln or a Ford, let them know about our New England PGA relationship, and you can help them save money. The New England PGA is excited about a couple new partnerships. One of the new partnerships is with a solar company called Blue Wave Solar. So they've created a program for New England PGA facilities, certainly some that have extra land or available space on top of, say, a maintenance facility. To give it in perspective, every 5 acres of land with solar panels could generate between $15,000 and $20,000 a year. So we know this is not for every facility, but they'll pay the property tax on the leased land, and you're able to tap into a community solar program that's going to allow your facility to save money on their bill. But what else is really special is the members at your club will be able to tap into a community solar program where they could save money at their own homes, about 10% on their own home bill. So this is a great potential benefit for New England PGA professionals and for facilities. Lastly, I'm really excited about a new partnership with NFP and Colonial Insurance. So we've created a concierge service for PGA professionals that allows you all that are in need of health or dental insurance to view all available programs in your state side by side to decide what is best for you and for your family. We have preferred any PGA rates on renters, home, vehicle, whole, term life policies, short-term, long-term disability, critical illness, and accident care. And what I'm really, really excited about is the new New England PGA College tuition benefit. So through a partnership that we've created, the New England PGA Sage College Scholarship benefit for your children and your grandchildren, your stepchildren, younger siblings, godchildren, godchildren, nieces, nephews. There is no cost to PGA members. Scholarships actually come from the participating colleges. Almost 37% of the nation's private colleges honor this scholarship program, and the list is growing every single day. You can earn up to 1 year free tuition spread out over 4 years for your child, and this does not offset any federal financial aid, scholarships, grants, or loans. You don't have to purchase insurance from NFP. This program is available to you, and we've created it because you're a New England PGA professional. I'm so very proud of this partnership, and I look forward to sharing more of this information with each of you. And I've said many times that I cannot tell you who to carry in your shop. I cannot tell you which products to purchase, but I encourage you to strongly consider supporting the partners that are investing in the New England PGA, and they're investing in all of you. A good friend of mine that I went to college with became a basketball performance and strength coach. And he shared a story and a lesson with me that I want to share with each of you today. So a few years ago, Nike flew him out to participate in the very first Kobe Bryant performance camp. Now, if there are any basketball fans in here, you may have heard of the urban legend of how intense Kobe Bryant's workouts were. And since my friend Alan was working the camp, he asked Kobe if he wouldn't mind to come and check out one of these workouts. And Kobe said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. It starts at 4." And Alan said, "You know, Kobe, we have a drill session with the kids that starts at 3:30." And Kobe said, "No, 4 a.m." And since there really isn't a good excuse of why you can't be somewhere at 4 a.m., he said, I basically committed myself and had to go. So Alan said, "You know what, I want to show Kobe what kind of performance coach I am. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to try to get there. I'm going to try to impress him." So he set his alarm for 3 a.m. He got dressed. He grabbed an Uber, arrived at the gym about 3:30. And when he got out of the cab, you could see the light was already on, excuse me, at the gym. And you could hear the faint sound of sneakers squeaking and basketball bouncing. And when he went inside the gym, Kobe was already in a full sweat. He was going through an intense warm-up before his workout. And he told me what blew him away was how basic the offensive moves were and how basic the foot drills were. He was doing stuff that I teach my 12-year-old daughter and her basketball team. Now, this is Kobe Bryant, so he was doing everything with, you know, unparalleled intensity and razor-sharp precision. And this is also 2007, so LeBron wasn't LeBron yet, and Michael had already retired. Kobe was the best player in the world, and he was focused on these basic drills. And Alan told me that, honestly, he was a bit disappointed. He thought he'd get there and he'd see a lot of flash, he'd see a lot of sizzle. But what he found was very basic and very focused. In a conversation later on with Kobe, Kobe said that the reason he was the best player in the world, because the best never get bored with the basics. He had such an appreciation for the fundamentals and the basics that they never left him. They were going to be the foundation for everything that Kobe did. So what I learned from this story is just because something is basic, it doesn't mean that it's easy. We all live in a world that wants us to skip steps. It begs us to circumvent the process. It begs us to chase what is new, what is hot, what is flashy, and ignore what's basic. The most basic concept for all of us is time. Yet the simplicity of time, an appreciation and a respect for time is the key to being happy. It's the key to being successful. Look, I'm 43 years old. The average life expectancy of males in the United States is 79 years old, which statistically means that I've already eaten the hot dog at the turn. I've teed off 10. I'm probably walking down my 10th fairway. If any of you in this room are my age or older, you'll probably agree that our front nines went by pretty darn quick. And the speed that I played my front nine made me realize that time is, without question, our most precious resource. So just think about this for one minute. The day you were born, our hourglass started emptying. Or if we keep the golf metaphor going, the day we put our first peg in the ground. The indisputable truth is none of us has any idea how long our round of golf is going to take. And when I started thinking about time and the basics, I started to realize three things. The first one is time is not promised. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Every single one of us in this room knows somebody who was pulled off their golf course too early or unexpectedly. 2, we can't pause our round of golf. Time is continuous. It's ever fleeting. The clock is always ticking, and the calendar is always turning. And 3, once you complete a hole, it's gone. It's in the past. We can't get it back. Yesterday's newspaper has already been written, and there's nothing we can do about it. Time is, without question, our most valuable resource. With that being true, that means our attention is our #1 currency, because where you put your attention, that shows what you value. When you give someone your full attention, you show them that you care. Caring is what creates connection, and connection is the foundation of happiness and success. We need to give the people that matter in our lives our full attention. We need to put our phones down. We need to close our laptops. We need to turn off our TVs. In order to truly connect, we need to actually unplug. It doesn't get much more basic than that. But how do we do it? We need to live present. And what does living present mean? It means you need to be where your feet are, and that's where your head's at, and that's where your heart needs to be. When you're with your children, be with your children. When you're on the range with a student, be with your student. When you're at work, be at work. Now, I make this sound very basic, but make no mistake about it. Living in the present is one of the biggest challenges each one of us has. It takes practice. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm not very good at it. I need to get better at it. We have all heard the saying that knowledge is power. Well, it's not true. It's actually a lie. It's the application of knowledge that is power. And knowing is not enough, and unapplied knowledge is completely worthless. Every single person in this room knows that smoking is bad for your health. Yet smoking is still the #1 preventable death in the United States. It kills 500,000 people every single year, and every single one of those people knows that smoking's bad for them. So clearly knowing is not enough. You have to make the choice to act. You have to make the choice to commit to the basics, and you have to make choice to commit to being present. Because the choices you make today are going to determine who you are tomorrow. Everything you've heard here today from the officers or what you're going to hear in the reports following me are strategic. They're well thought out, and they have a purpose. Instead of waiting for the future to happen to the New England PGA, we tried to imagine what the future could be. We want the New England PGA to be in a better place long after all of us are gone, for generations and generations after us. I hope that you're happy and proud of where your New England section is, and I hope that you will consider getting back to the basics in 2019, and that you will try to live in the present. I wish each and every one of you a successful 2019 season, and if there's ever anything either myself, your dedicated board of directors, or your talented staff can ever do, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you very much, everyone.
As we all can tell, Mike is very passionate about what he does, so let's give him another round of applause. He's the best. As you all know, 2013 was a first year for our foundation, and now it's off and running. He had a game when he played basketball in college, and he has a game running our new foundation. I would like to now call on Honorary President of the New England PGA Foundation and Honorary President of the NEPGA, Rob Jarvis, to provide us with an update of our foundation. Rob?
What is game? Who got game? Where's the game in life? Behind the game, behind the game. I got game, she got game, we got game, they got game, he got game. It's like
I don't think I have game anymore. I wish I did, but I could dunk until I was about 34, and now those days are long gone, I'm afraid. So thanks everybody for coming today. Great turnout. Always nice to see everybody at Andover. Kind of some tough acts to follow right there. Great job on the reports this morning, fellas. I know a lot of hard work went into them, so we all appreciate that. I'm going to give a rundown basically on kind of where we've been, where we're going with the foundation, and you know what the future may hold. For some of you that might be new to the room, as Ron mentioned, we kind of started in 2013, right on the ground level, paperwork, concepts, cocktail napkin ideas with this foundation. So a lot of you I still hear in the travels, even though we've been talking about it. We have a lot of members and new people coming in and out of the section. A lot of folks still aren't quite sure what the foundation is. The NEPGA Foundation, or NEPGA Reach, is the charitable arm of our section. Now it involves programming, our junior golf programming as well, and our scholarship program. But it's more than just that. It's also an opportunity through our NEPGA grants, which I'll talk to, for our PGA members to provide some benefits to either their operation or local charities that they work with. But it's a great branding tool as well. There's nothing better. We all know how powerful this PGA logo is. Getting that out there in the public, the more we get it out there, the more brand awareness we have as an entire association, and that spills right to us as PGA members. And I'm really proud, Mike and others have talked about, we have our first new foundation coordinator, Christian. So not only has the foundation helped hundreds and hundreds of people so far, but we've created a job, and we've created a job for a PGA professional. So in the times when good jobs are kind of tough to come by, I'm really proud that we were able to do that, and we're gonna achieve even better things having somebody dedicated to the foundation. You got to find where you put the clicker. So the first thing I want to talk about is just some basic stuff on our programming. As you can see here, we have the Boston Children's Hospital program. We have 3 dates for 2019, and we need some volunteers. This is a great little program. We go into Boston Children's Hospital, as you can see by the pictures. Some of our NEPGA professionals bring some snag equipment in, help these kids out. Most of them, they're not doing so well. They're stuck in hospital rooms, they're sick, or they have family members that are sick, and it's been just an unbelievable experience for them and the golf professionals. I don't know if anybody, Brian Bain is here, I know he's been a part of this. So we had 1 date, it was very successful. The hospital was very welcoming, the parents were very enthusiastic about it. So now we're moving forward with 3 in 2019. So if you want to volunteer for that, see a staff member, watch for the website. It certainly is a great initiative. Our second one here we're talking about is kind of our flagship program, NEPGA Hope, helping our patriots everywhere. That was, this year was certainly an enlightening experience for us. We had great participation throughout the section. I don't know what the total numbers were because they varied with people coming in 1 week, 2 weeks. But all 4 sites were very successful. The veterans loved it. I know for myself, having a Hope program, my community really embraced it. They loved that the golf course was doing something for our veterans. And it was overwhelming how appreciative these vets were just to get out there on the golf course, network. A lot of you do veterans programming, so I'm preaching to the choir. But this is a great thing for us moving forward. There's no doubt that we will expand this program in the future. This year is kind of going to be, we got to iron out a few kinks. Part of the reason of having Christian aboard is so he can travel from site to site, help out with some of the branding, making sure our flags are up, social media, videos, and that sort of thing. So look for that stuff this summer. And if you can get to a Hope program that might need a volunteer, please reach out to us. I promise you, you won't regret it. Alex Kirk here is in the background. He runs our program at Hanover. And, you know, he said, this is the best thing I do all year, by far. This is the most, the biggest thing I get excited for is helping these vets. So not only is it helping the vets, but for Alex, it's an unbelievable experience too. Member grants. This is the program that kind of evolved out of the chapter development funds. I love this program myself because it gives all of us in the room a chance. If we have a program that has a charitable component to it, has to have a charitable component, you have a chance to partially fund it or fund the whole thing. We're giving away 6 grants up to $2,500. The deadline is March 31st for the first wave of applications. Okay, it's right on our new website, which is great, by the way. Staff that's working on that, it's fantastic. Go on there, click on the foundation link, you'll see the PDF. The first wave is kind of dedicated by chapter, so each of the 6 chapters will have a chance, somebody from that chapter to win a grant. We don't have a lot of applications right now. We still got a few days for the deadline. After the first deadline passes, we're going to have a second pool that will open up April 1st, and we'll collect more applications until April 30th. Okay? That pool is going to be completely regardless of chapters. They could all go to Rhode Island, they could all go to Massachusetts, or they could be sprinkled thereabouts. So if you don't get it in before March 31st, please send one in for April 30th. Moving on to really our biggest component of the foundation, which is junior golf. We have, where'd it go? There we go. First thing we have here is our drive, chip, and putt. We have 13 events this year, so if anybody in here is hosting a drive, chip, and putt, we appreciate it. Last year there were 1,500 kids that participated. That's a lot of kids. We were one of the pilot sections and continue to be one of the strongest throughout the country with this drive, chip, and putt. And none of this would be possible without our section staff and you golf professionals. We've been kind of moving the meter on this once it started, so get your kids engaged. This is a lot of fun. It's not a long, drawn-out event. It's a skills challenge, so it's something that everybody can at least give a try. And what the heck, you get a chance to go to Augusta National if you win. We are also, let's see, we got the courses this year that are going to host. We've got Valhalla, Buttonhole, Cyprian Keys, Cranberry Valley, the Bay Club, LeBaron Hills, Wyndham Country Club, Granite Links, and the, oh boy, Queenie? Quinny. That's a new one to me. The Quinny Club. Sub-regional is going to be at the Renaissance, and also as well on August 14th, another sub-regional at Pine Hills Country Club. PJ Junior League. I'm not going to get too deep in that. We have Brian Bain, who is obviously our expert on that, and he's going to talk about it. But this has been just a fantastic thing for golf in general, and certainly for our section. Number one in the country for number of teams. Number one in the country for number of captains. And number one in the country for number of players. And we're hosting the sub-regionals this year at Cranberry Valley, so that's certain to be exciting. Last year, I actually had a little note from Mike on this one. Last year, of 50 potential all-star teams, we only had 29 play. So if you are hosting a PGA Junior League team and you have a chance to get one of those all-star teams to the postseason, please do it. It's a great time for the kids for sure. They love the competitiveness, and we'd love to see them out there in that postseason. NEPGA Junior Tour. Last year we had a record number, well this year, I've got different numbers here. We're going to have 130 plus events on the New England Junior Tour. 1,000 members. That's a lot of members. Last year we had our juniors played 3,886 rounds of golf in competition. That is a lot of rounds of golf. I guess my stump on this would be if you're in an area where you can promote this tour to your juniors, please do it. It's a great opportunity for the kids. It's very cost effective, and it just engages them on another level. Imagine if they're playing in the junior tour. We all know when we're playing tournaments, for those of us who've played a lot of tournaments, how much you play and practice, how much you're at the golf course. This is going to get them at your club even more. They know they've got junior events coming up, and they've got something to play for. They've got another reason to be out at the golf course. So please keep your eye out for the schedule for this. It's right on the website, and get your kids engaged. Scholarships. This has probably been the avenue where we worked the hardest as a committee this winter. It's something that we're all very passionate about. Also something that needed a few changes, and certainly we'll have some more coming in the years, hopefully very soon. This winter, one of our big decisions is we've always had a 3.4 GPA requirement, which we had based on the national level. Now we've dropped that down to 3.2. Doesn't sound like a big movement, but it is certainly a movement, and it will affect some kids that we know were very close and couldn't even apply with their 3.3. So we're opening it up to more kids, which is a step in the right direction. Will it go down more? Maybe it will, but that all depends on the fundraising as well. We now have 8 scholarships. Most of them are available to PGA professionals, children, grandchildren, and now stepchildren. Remember that. We put that through a couple years ago. Those are right on the website. There's a nice detailed description. It was one of my favorite pages to go on there and finally see some really good data and information about the scholarship program. It's one of the #1 things that I always heard feedback when I was president is, I don't know how to apply, where's the information? Go right on the website, it's right there. 10% of everything raised for the foundation goes right to, that's unallocated, goes right to this scholarship program. So we're trying to build it, but we need your help. This year we're committed to putting $25,000 in scholarships available to children throughout the section. My last word on scholarships is please, please reach out to someone. Don't not apply because you don't have the information. We're happy to help you. We want to make sure you get through the process. We want these kids getting these scholarships. So please, don't wait till the last minute. Reach out to me or a staff member, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. Fundraising efforts here. We saw our friends from Tournament Solutions this summer, or this morning, and they've got a great program for us. You heard a gentleman mention that 10% of all orders written in the New England section go right back to the foundation. That's a very generous program. Certainly, I can't tell you who to get your awards with. We have several award partners. They're all great. I certainly ask if you can, consider using Tournament Solutions. Here's what it's going to benefit your NEPGA Foundation. Last year, there was over $5,500 raised just in the first year. And really, for us doing nothing other than ordering our awards and being a good partner. So please consider them when you do your ordering. Avidia Bank, what can I say about Avidia Bank? Mike's already told you about the credit card. Over $20,000 donated to the foundation last year just from proceeds from the credit card. And this doesn't even count what they do with everything else, which is enormous. But this is a great, without this funds all of our HOPE programs. So without them, we certainly would be in a much different position. So if you don't have the credit card, please get it. I can tell you from personal experience, you saw Cliff, you met Missy up here. Missy is the girl that you call when you've locked yourself out of your online account, you've lost your card, like a certain honorary president may or may not have done a couple times. It's a great relationship. You have somebody to call. You're not just calling into the abyss of a 1-800 number that you don't know who you're talking to. Missy picks the phone up. She knows me. Oh, you lost your card again, Mr. Jarvis? I'll send you a new one. It's a sore spot in my house. So please, think about getting that card. Omega Watch Raffle. You might have seen some of us running around this morning. This is a really cool fundraiser. I don't know if you saw the watch at the registration table. We are selling raffle tickets. We're hoping to raise $20,000 for the foundation through this initiative. And what it is you get one raffle ticket for $50 or 3 for $100. And you get a chance to win an Omega Seamaster, which is going to be in the new James Bond film. It's a super cool watch. I want one already. And the retail price is $48.50 on it. So practically free if you went into a store and bought it. All of the board of directors have tickets. The staff have tickets. We'll be at chapter meeting with tickets. They'll be popping out of your cereal box when you get home. If anybody wants to buy some raffle tickets for a good chance to win this watch, please see any of us before you leave today, and we'll make that happen for you. Online auction. Last year we had over 50, or we have 50 courses plus signed up this year. Last year we had 80 plus courses that donated rounds, and we raised over $15,000. A nice little initiative, and I can't thank those of you in the room that donated enough. It certainly is much appreciated and goes a long way. This year, the one thing that we ask is, can we be a little bit more successful with this? We think we can. We think we can easily get to that $20,000 range. But we need you to share. We need you to share the website link with your members, with your friends. They're the ones that are going to buy the gift certificates. If you have the ability, I understand that some of you don't, and you can send a mailing out to your members, just one time where they can bid on something. That would be huge. And it will help the foundation out for sure. Our Foundation Pro-Am is going to be Wednesday, October 3rd at Eastward Ho. This year it's going to be exactly that. It's going to be a Pro-Am. In a nutshell, we're trying to start our flagship foundation event. And this is going to be the first one this year. We're hoping next year it's going to be at Old Sandwich, which certainly everybody will enjoy, as they will Eastward Ho. So please mark this date on your calendar. Certainly it's a beautiful time of the year to play, and hopefully you can get away and bring a group and help support the foundation. Lastly, on the fundraising, we had a few people that have come up with some great ideas that are going to implement this summer, things like golf marathons or maybe a weekly sweeps tournament. If you're interested in helping the foundation and you want to do a fundraiser at your golf club, it doesn't have to be a huge event, you know, just some smaller events. If you want to engage in that, please see one of us. We'd love to have your help. We can always use more resources. They're only going to do great things. So if that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to see a grassroots movement, see more people embrace the foundation and become a part of it. So please reach out to us if that's something you're interested in. Lastly, Alan's probably got my time way over budget here. I'll take the necklace. Lastly, the biggest thing on the committee end is that I want to inform everybody about, because we want to be transparent. We've kind of taken the foundation committee and the junior golf committee and combined them into one. We had a lot of folks that had either served on the junior committee or were passionate about junior golf, and now that the junior committee is underneath the foundation, we've just kind of put that in together with the scholarship fund. So we have a great committee, but we're certainly always looking for more members. If you think that this is something that you want to engage in and you want to be a part of, please see me. We certainly love to have the help, love to have the ideas, and it won't do anything but grow this foundation for the future, and for that I thank you. So if you have any questions, please contact me. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. We are pleased to have Noel Gabauer, our District 1 Director, with us here today. Noel is a member of the Northeast New York section in the great state of New York and is the General Manager of Colony Town Golf Course. Noel?
That is a good one. Thank you. Well, I hope it works out a little better for me than it did for Aaron Judge last year. You know, that was but thank you very much, everybody. It's great to see you here. Thank you for having me here to talk a little bit about some PGA initiatives. I just want to take a few minutes to make sure I stay inside of Flava Flav's time frame. I'd also like to thank the board and the officers for their invitation last night to the board meeting that was here. For both myself and especially Ian Marshall, our incoming director, really important to get to those board meetings, to be part of it. That's really the place where we learn a lot about the New England section, and a lot of really good back and forth in that room that a lot of times we don't have the chance to do here in this room. So thank you very much for that invitation. It was a great board meeting. First off, I'd like to just touch briefly, because Secretary Bradshaw did it really well on PGA.coach. It's one of the initiatives that you know, we're really excited about, and we're excited about it because it kind of signals a change or maybe a widening of how at National we use our funds, our technology funds, to benefit the members. Really, up until now, we've used those funds to you know, make PGA.org better, update things with the career services part of the websites and the technology there. But now we're using technology funds to really benefit, you know, the individual member with their businesses. It's fantastic. As Mike had said, you know, if you coach or teach, you really need to jump on, take the training, and get into this app, because the PGA.coach app is really helpful, and it's free. You know, just a couple of examples of things that are on the app. We have lesson planning on there. You know, there's note-taking, assessment tools for all ages and skill levels. There's the ability to create your own lesson plans with over 150 different ADM-inspired activities. And ADM's worked so well, you know, across hockey and basketball and lacrosse. You know, it's a perfect fit into golf, especially because here we have this lifelong sport, as they said so well in that video. You know, there's videos with demonstrations on how to use the activities, how to do assessments for your students of all ages and skill levels. So please, PGA.coach, become a part of it. It will really help you, and we're really excited about it because it's a way for us to drive our resources, our technology resources, down to you individually for your business and the businesses you work for. Now, in Palm Springs is when we kind of brought about PGA.coach and we announced it. A couple other things that came about in Palm Springs that we announced last year at the annual meeting, one of which, or two of which I'd like to talk about. The first one is the update to the PGA logo. Now, as you may have seen if you noticed, and I know a lot of you have seen it at the merchandise show, the logo, you know, the round part of the logo was still the same, but we unveiled a new kind of series of logos to go along with the lifelong learning program that we now have with PGA of America Education. You know, we have a logo with it's based around the rocker that sits underneath the logo. We have one for member, one for the specialist professional when you achieve that, one for the certified professional, and one for the master professional, right, changing on the rocker. We unveiled that last year in November. We got a lot of feedback, some good and some not so good, especially once we got to the merchandise show this year in January. So what we decided as a board was to sort of hit the pause button on that change so that we could get more feedback from the members as to what you like, don't like. You know, it is our logo. So, you know, we definitely should have some input for sure. And, you know, we're going to go about creating something that we can be really proud of. We're going to seek input and feedback from all of the membership as the year goes on, hopefully with something new to come out in the fall. And up until that point, know that, you know, whether it's the new series of logos that had come out in, you know, last November that really kind of you could see in the PGA Golf Shop if you went to the show, or the PGA logo that we're used to with the professional rocker underneath it, those are both good for this year. You know, until we come up with a definite plan or a definite change, both logos are official PGA logos that you can wear as members. And again, we're going to be looking for input. It's certainly we had a long conversation about it at the board meeting last night. If we were to talk about it here, it would certainly go past our time frame. So if you have comments, ideas, or questions on it, please reach out to me, reach out to Ian, reach out to your board and officers, give them some feedback, because I'm going to be asking them for feedback as the year goes on, because I'm going to be asked for it. So please, you know, give some feedback there. And then the other thing that came about last year in Palm Springs, you know, where we wanted feedback from the delegation, was from the governance task force. They presented, if you go back to last June, the governance task force presented a bunch of proposals to the board. And what they were designed to do was to make the board more effective. They were designed to reduce the time commitment for national officers, because as you can imagine, I know past President Remy can attest, that is a crazy, crazy schedule that those national officers have to go about serving when they're looking at 8 years of that. And it makes it tough to find really good candidates to run. And also to create opportunities to serve as district directors. We're looking for possible ideas and changes to that. So the board looked these over last June, and we wanted direct feedback from the section delegates. So what we asked the task force to do was to present the ideas at the annual meeting, which they did in Palm Springs last November. We even took a straw poll asking the delegates what they thought. You know, first blush, what do you think about these ideas? Some of the ideas were overwhelmingly supported by the delegates, and we had a couple that weren't. Now, the ones that were overwhelmingly supported, you know, that really, as a board, we felt we had a mandate to go into our board meeting in January, this past January, and pass those changes. You know, they were well over 80% on the straw poll at the annual meeting, so we passed those changes to our bylaws. The changes that we passed where we one, we added a PGA member at large to the national board. So essentially what that means is there'll be a director, like myself, on that board that will not be elected from a section or a district. They'll be brought to a board vote by the officers, so we'll have another PGA member on there. And the idea behind that is to try to, if we have someone that we feel, can't get onto really needs to be onto the board because they're, could be a tremendous asset to the board as a PGA member, but maybe in their district, their section might be 6 years out from the time they could run because of how the rotation goes. This will give us a chance to get them on the board. And also, it'll allow us a chance for diversity. Quite frankly, we always, the knock on the PGA board, other than President Whaley, we're a bunch of white guys in blue suits or blue jackets, right? So this will give us a chance to possibly add some diversity to that board from the PGA member ranks. So it's, so we passed that. We also have an addition of an independent board member, and those independent board members are extremely valuable to our board. They bring some great insight in a lot of areas that, as PGA members, we really don't have expertise in, whether it be finance, whether it be politics. It really helps us run as a board and helps the PGA of America run as an organization. So we're going to add another one of those, and it's nice because it matches it up. There's 3 cycles of board members that come on and off the board, and this will add that 3rd independent director, so there'll be 1 independent director for each class. We also have a removal of the prohibition of independent directors serving consecutive terms. And that's really in place because we have a lot of our independent directors at times will get into a situation where they're really working on something for us, and if their term is up, we don't want to end that because they were so valuable to us. So we want to make sure that they can continue that work if they so choose, and if we choose to keep them on our board. So that's really a good change. And then the final one is pardon me for one second, is the removal of the honorary president as a board member. That'll happen at the end of this year. So Paul Levy is our sitting honorary president right now. He will no longer be part of the board in 2020. That is really to try to reduce that time commitment that those officers serve. I mean, once you get to the point where you're done with your presidency at a national level, that is, you're spent. And they'll definitely be the past president. They'll be you'll see them all the time in that past president role, but they will not serve on the board at that time. So those were the governance changes that we passed to the bylaws, and there was also a proposal about how we elect district directors. That wasn't overwhelmingly supported. It was supported a little bit, so the task force we decided not to vote on that for sure because we didn't feel like we had a mandate to do anything at that point, and then they're going back to the drawing board a little bit to tweak it. So stay tuned with something that could come up as the year goes on this year, because what we're trying to do is, it is tough. If you don't fall within that window of when you can serve as a district director, you're kind of shut out. It's because, once Northeast New York Pro comes out, I'm done next year or at the end of this year, then there's another 7 years before another Northeast New York Pro can serve on the board, PGA member. So very, very tricky there, so we're trying to deal with that and trying to do it in a way that's fair for everybody and we get the best talent on our board. So that's a couple other things that we did pass from the membership committee as well in that January board meeting. We extended the validity of a playing test from 2 years to 8 years. So that, if you pass the PAT, it is now good for 8 years. That's really good because we had some people, they'd pass it and, some associates, and they would get into the program or not and get into another business and want to come back and they'd have to take the PAT again. So this is good for 8 years because we feel, hey, if you can play and you can pass that PAT, probably 6-7 years down the road, you proved that you could play, credible game of golf. So that was one change, and another change, which I think is great, is we're going to allow collegiate events to be used as playing ability tests. So Division I, II, III, and NAIA collegiate events, the first 2 rounds of those events can be used as a playing ability test. This is going to help us with recruitment for students coming out of college that say, okay, maybe I want to get in the golf business. Do I have to pass that PAT? You could tell I was a good golfer by, you know, how I did in my college events. So this is you'll be able to use that. And I guess the only caveat there is that the stipulations for the regular PATs that we run need to be adhered to or have to have had happened when that you played that college event, when that player played the college event. So, you know, playing the ball down, you know, the yardage stipulations, things like that. But I think that's going to help and move us in the right direction for trying to get some more people into our business. A couple of quick updates on member benefits. We have, of course, PGA Perk Spot. You know, we have 300 different Perk Spot merchants per month are visited by PGA members. There's over 8,000 PGA members who've engaged with Perk Spot. If you haven't done it, it's great. You go through PGA.org, you sign up for it. You know, you get deals on everything from flowers to televisions, you know, and everything in between, seemingly. So it's really a great member benefit that, again, doesn't cost you anything and can save you a lot of money. So please engage with that. You'll see the PGA Journeys campaign continue into this year. You might have seen it a little bit last year, especially around the PGA Championship. That will continue going forward. And the goal is to increase awareness, you know, the value the PGA member brings to the employers. You know, and it showcases the golf journeys that we take, whether it's our journey becoming a PGA professional or whether it's the journeys we help our students with as they become better at golf. We also have Cadillac is our now the official car of the PGA of America, official vehicle of the PGA of America. The PGA Championship, the KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, and the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. And it also is the third presenting sponsor of the PGA Professional Championship. There's going to be a great thing, member benefit, which will be announced shortly. There'll be a member PGA member discount program for purchasing Cadillacs, and we should see that coming out pretty close to, you know, this spring. They're working on that right now. A lot of conversations and questions I get about where our new headquarters are going in Frisco, Texas. Now we're moving from Palm Beach Gardens to Frisco. We will have a presence in Palm Beach Gardens still. We are having some of our departments stay in Palm Beach Gardens because we think it's important. But Frisco just is an incredible opportunity for us. There's going to be a 600-acre mixed-use development facility there that's going to open in hopefully 2022 is our target date. It's going to include 2 championship golf courses, a short course, practice areas, so 45 holes in total. You know, a beautiful clubhouse as well as a 500-room Omni hotel and 127,000 square foot conference center. It's going to become home to national player development and coaching programs. We hope to do all of our associate education there. You know, it's going to have a world-class education center, you know, because we're going to be involved with designing it. And we're so excited about going. It's an incredible area, growing, named the best place to raise an athlete, a young athlete in the country, Frisco, Texas. So there's a great vibe there, and it will be great for us to be there, for sure. Now, speaking of properties, as you may have seen, and we're really excited about the 2021 PGA Professional Championship coming to the PGA Golf Club at Port St. Lucie. It'll be the best showcase that the PGA Golf Club has ever had, hopefully getting not just a great championship, but the visibility with the Golf Channel and you know, the resources that we've put into that facility over the last few years really have now bared fruit, and we will have that professional championship there. I was just down there earlier this month, and boy, it is in wonderful shape and truly worthy of the professional championship. So awesome that we're having it there. And then finally, the most exciting news I have on the update front is District 1's next district director has been elected. As President Bebo had said earlier, Ian Marshall was elected out of the Connecticut section. He was elected last November. He's going to be shadowing me this year and then taking over starting at the annual meeting this year in Palm Beach Gardens. You know, he's from Watertown Golf Club in Connecticut. just finished serving as the president of the Connecticut PGA section, and I was the director through his 2 years of being president. I can tell you he is a passionate individual. He will do a wonderful job as a director, and he's truly a a Northeast District 1 type PGA professional, and I think you all know what I mean by that. So we're going to be proud to have him on board, and he's going to do a great job. So with that, that's all I have. I know I'll be here for open forum, and so will Ian be here during the break. If you have any questions on what I talked about or about anything national related, please track me down and let me know. And thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful season this year.
Thank you, Noel, for representing us so well on the national level. We really appreciate it. I've got to know Noel in the last couple of years, and he's a passionate PGA member like we all are. At this time, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Let's try to be back by 11:10, no later than 11:15, please.
Hey, Steve Sheridan's not doing the video. I think.
Right, we'll get him to sit down. All right. Can I get everybody to come on in and sit down, please? Yeah, come on and sit down, everybody. We want to get on the road, get things going so that everybody can get out of here at a decent hour. The honorary president is going to sit out for a minute. We need the ED, though. Michael Higgins, can you come to the front, please? We're ready whenever we get everybody in here. You ready? You ready? All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming back in such prompt time. At this time, I'm going to go off the agenda a little bit and take a few minutes for a very special presentation that we've decided as a board to do. We're all familiar with Mike Higgins, our executive director. Mike is in his 9th year as the executive director, and he's served 22 years in the section on our behalf. Starting as an intern, then progressing to the tournament director, and now as our executive director, Michael Higgins has spent over half of his lifetime dedicated to the New England PGA and its golf professionals. His tireless service to over 1,000 plus members is second to none, and under his continued leadership, our section has blossomed into the nationwide leader in all sections. For this continued dedication and service, I now present to you Mike Higgins, the newest honorary life member of the New England PGA of America. Come on up, Mike. Stay Stay standing, please. Stay standing, please. The plaque reads, as a result of his service to the New England section, an extraordinary, exemplary man over many years, as well as efforts on behalf of the New England PGA which have improved and enhanced the section's activities and programs, Michael J. Higgins is now hereby honored with the status of honorary life member of the New England section of the Professional Golfers Association as of March 26, 2019. At this moment, we're going to run a short video, and then we're going to ask Mike to say a few words. Congratulations, Mike. Just a little tidbit of a story that Mike shared with me quite a few years ago. When he first took the job, he was at Elon, I believe, and you had got a phone call. You were at an event, and you had talked about being an intern with Greenie, I believe. Is that how it worked? Yeah. And you said, yeah, you know, give Eddie Carboni my phone number, and I guess you went back to school, and you got a phone call on a Friday or a Thursday from Eddie stating, you know, you're interested in the job, and Mike was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to come up and, you know, check out the job and see what's going on, and this was on a Thursday or Friday, and you said, well, I'm going to be in town on Tuesday, and Eddie said, well, why don't you come in on Wednesday, and you had no intentions of being in town on Tuesday. You had to call your mother for an airline ticket to come home so that you could do it. Is that correct? Did I get that story right? Yeah. And the rest is history. So again, congratulations, Mike. Come on up and say a few words.
Well, I am completely caught off guard. Usually these guys can't put one by me, but you did. I mean, I'm really surprised. I'm honored. You know, when I said in my speech that I'm honored to work for the New England PGA, I truly am honored, and I still get up every day, and I'm excited to work for PGA professionals, and I mean it when I say that there's no place I'd rather be than here at the New England PGA. And you know, Greenie was running an assistance event at the Haven, and I just said, wow, this would be a pretty cool gig. I like golf. I didn't realize what the PGA was all about. And he gave me Eddie Carboni's card, in typical Carboni fashion. He calls me at 7:30 on a Friday morning, and when you're in college, you sometimes go out on Thursday nights. And I just, you know, he just, you know, said, you know, it's Eddie Carboni. I knew who he was, and I said, Eddie, I'd love to come to work for the New England PGA, do an internship. And like President Bebo said, I just said, hung out with him, called my mom, and said, need some help. I'd like to, this sounds like a good job and something I'd be excited to do. And I never expected to turn into this, and never expected to be given this great honor. So there's so many friends in the room, and so many of you that we've had, you know, professional and personal relationships, and I love you all very much, and I'm really honored and touched. So thank you very much.
And for those of you that don't know, this is Mike's lovely wife, Tracy, that came for the day. I'm sure everybody knows who you are anyways. And it's tough to pull something over on Mike. This has been something that's been going on for a while, and I'm really glad we caught him by surprise, because I'm usually the one that tells what's going on and blows it, and I didn't, so I'm proud of myself. So anyways, moving on with our agenda is in our employment report. Last fall, our employment consultant, Mike Packard, retired from his position from the PGA of America. Because of the timing, it was we were publicly thankful to Mike for his years of service, and are you here, Mike? Is Mike in the room? Thank you for what you've done for us. Now I'm excited to bring up our new employment consultant in the New England section, past PGA of America president, but more importantly, past NEPGA president, Jim Remy. Jim?
Thank you, Mr. President. It's certainly an honor to be here today. And I am all right. It's been an incredible time in the last 6 months of my life. You know, the amazing thing is change is inevitable in your life. We all know it. Change is going to happen, and you never know when it's going to happen. And, you know, in my case, after 21 years of being the VP and general manager of a club in Vermont, place that I love dearly, working for the greatest people in the world, my company was sold while I was at the Ryder Cup. And when I got home, I found out pretty quickly that there was going to be a change in my life and that I was going to be retired rather quickly. And so that lasted about 2 weeks. And I kept waking up in the morning and waving goodbye to my wife. And when I did that, I said, I can't do this. I got to do something else. And so I thought about a lot of things. And when Mike Packard moved on to try something else, I thought, geez, what better way to spend some time than to be a career consultant? I spent 8 years, 1,000 days on the road for the PGA of America as a national officer, trying to help PGA members, trying to help PGA employers, trying to help the industry. And I thought, what better way to go on to another career, my third career, really, you know, when you look at 3 different segments of my career, you know, what better way to do it than to be a career consultant? So I applied for the job. Just so you know, PGA National put me through hell to get this job. I think they really had this huge fear about a past president being an employee. And fortunately, I was offered the position, and I accepted it. And I have to give a great gratitude to Mike Higgins and to Larry Kelly, who I know they were working behind the scenes to help me to do this. So off and running I go. I've been at this thing for 11 weeks, and it has been as much fun as I've ever had. I'm doing things just like I did when I was an officer, where I'm working with PGA members to try to help them to change jobs in most cases. I'm working with PGA employers to help them to find PGA members. And as the hiring season slows down now, I'll be helping in career planning for PGA members who need advice and help and mentoring and those things that we all know are really important to what we do. So it's really pretty cool for an old guy to be able to find another career. And so I appreciate everything, and I just want you to know that I love what I do. I love the PGA. It's cool as heck to be in the board meetings again here at our section. I mean, it's been years since I've been in section board meetings, and I'm back in there with all these great PGA members, and it's just fun to be there. So there's a lot going on. Since September, there have been over 30 jobs that have gone through Career Links in the New England section. It's one of the most active sections with changes over the course of this past winter. Since I came on duty, I've worked on 17 of the jobs, to some extent, full extent, and minor extent, and I've watched and learned a lot over the last 11 weeks. And quite honestly, I've had my eyes open to a lot of what's going on in the industry. I think when you don't understand what goes on behind the scenes in career services, you don't really understand it. And I've learned a lot in the last 11 weeks about it. Once I got over the anxiety of trying to figure out how to do all this stuff in the first few weeks, it's become fun and I enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to it. The second thing is that I know what you're going through right now and trying to find help. I've had so many calls from PGA head professionals, general managers, who are trying desperately to find help. And I can tell you that it is a difficult hiring situation as we look right now. In February, there were 58 jobs listed in New England on the job board. On February 25th, there were 58 jobs listed in New England on the job board. And good jobs, assistance jobs. Most of them were assistant golf professional jobs. There were a few entry-level sort of golf, head golf professional jobs. There were some services, but there were 58 jobs. As I reported to the board yesterday, There's now down to 42 jobs listed, and I don't know whether some of those timed out or they were hired. But that's a lot of jobs for our section that we're going into the season now. We're starting now, and jobs are, still available. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what some of the struggles are that you're going to have, that you're having with hiring. And there was a presentation that was done by a South Florida career consultant called Millennials, Attracting, Retaining Millennials for Careers in Golf. And this is important. There's some good things in here. I'm going to go through it quickly because I only got 11 minutes left. I'm going to go through it quickly, and I can make this available to anybody that wants it if they want to use it at their club or whatever. But what's happened is we've entered this generation. I'm a boomer. I was born between 1946 and 1963, right in about the middle of that. We really grew golf like crazy in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Golf went through the roof. Gen Xers came along in they were born in 64 to 79, and they're in the 39 to 54-year-old range, and they were supportive of it. They wanted to be part of it. Golf continued to grow as we went through it. How many people are in the room that are between the ages of 19 and 38? Raise your hand. Okay, so that's maybe a quarter of the room, maybe a third of the room are millennials. So we're going to talk about millennials a little bit today. Please don't be offended, millennials. These are not my facts. These are national statistics that have come out regarding millennials. So what are millennials? Number one, they're known as the burnout generation. First of all, the millennials were raised to crave structure and optimization. They had organized play dates instead of running around in neighborhood freely like us boomers did. We just got on our bike and went down the street and brought our baseball glove. Millennials went through a generation of very organized, very meticulous, very structured things. School and extracurricular activities to millennials were marketed as a pathway for them to gain a scholarship rather than just, I like to play baseball, I'm going to play baseball. And that's what boomers and Gen Xers did. This generation, they were trying to get scholarships out of it. Their parents were trying to figure out how to get scholarships out of it. We've seen a lot of it actually in the news. They had the promotion and positive self-image equaled success. Their economic downfall in 2008 caused them to move back home and go back to school and often work 2 to 3 gigs. Now the misunderstanding is that millennials don't want to work. And that's not true. They do want to work, and sometimes they work a lot of different jobs. But they're not as focused on that one career path, especially when it comes to golf. As you all know in this room, we're really struggling to find help, especially in the assistant golf professional, yet we have 900 to 1,000 PGM university grads graduating every year from universities, and we're still struggling to find assistants. And social media addiction, without a doubt, and the perception of previous generations that there is a lack of interpersonal skills. And what that means is this generation, millennials, is focused on social media versus texting and Facebook and Instagram and all these things that I don't even know what the names are yet, instead of the interpersonal skills, which we all know as boomers and Gen Xers, that what got us to where we are, our success in the golf business, was our interpersonal skills. I've always said there are 3 things that a golf pro needs to be. They need to be able to play a little bit because they don't have to be the best player at the club, but they got to be a good player at the club. They need to be able to teach a little bit, because even if you don't teach, people always ask us for lessons or ask us for a tip. And number 3, you have to have great interpersonal skills and be friendly and outgoing so that people, when they come to your club, they enjoy it. That's not social media. That's interpersonal skills. Commuting with the future generation is interesting. First of all, as you look down and you start to look to hire millennials, do not use text messaging until they are an employee. This is considered an invasion of their personal space. So don't text them during the interview process. Don't communicate that through them, because they actually consider that as an invasion of their personal space. And do not respond or like their social media posts until you really get to know them, because again, they consider that as invading their personal space. Do communicate via email. Do use FaceTime for in-person interviews. Most interviews are now happening through FaceTime or video interviewing. They're not coming to you. The initial interviews are done through video, and that's the way they're used to it. That's the way I interviewed. As well as they knew me at PGA headquarters, I interviewed my first interview via video. Okay? And it goes to show you need to be prepared for that video. You need, and if they're not prepared, it'll show up relatively quickly. Do connect using LinkedIn. Do use traditional phone calls, so call them, and do use facility apps once they are hired. They're used to dealing with apps. They're used to working that type of stuff, so give them what they're looking for. What do millennials value? They value continual learning and career development. Without a doubt, they want to know that they're moving forward. You can't stick them in a job and not help them to get better. So they want to get better, and you have to help provide that. They want flexible hours, not exactly known in the golf business as being very flexible. I know my first jobs were not very flexible. You just went to work when it was light, you went home when it was dark. So they want flexible hours. They look and really value off-site social events, especially with their co-workers. They want to have that interaction with their co-workers. They want additional time off in the off-season. They want the ping pong table, they say, is they want availability to enjoy themselves during their break time. They want health and wellness support. It's a huge issue, obviously. Exercise time. A lot of them, if you have a gym, allow them to be able to use the gym. If you have a health center at your club, allow them to be able to use the health center. That's important to millennials. Believe it or not, one of the things we're seeing is they want assistance with their student loans. Now, you look at it and you say, well, it's not our responsibility to pay their student loans. But what we're seeing now is companies, successful companies, are actually changing 401k plans during their early employment from a 401k contribution and making it into and helping them with their student loans. And we're starting to see companies move in the direction of helping college graduates with their student loans as opposed to 401k plans during those first years of employment. So that's interesting. And obviously, we've all found, anybody that's had a PGM university student, housing is tremendously important. If there's housing available, it really, really helps the whole program. They want continued learning and development. They're not, I think many of us, when we were younger, we basically did our job, we knew what our job was, and we wanted to go to the next level. We wanted to go from a second assistant to first assistant to head professional to director of golf. They want the opportunity to have continued learning and career development as they go along. Ask potential millennial employee these questions. How do you work best? What makes you work best? What benefits do you value? What are your career goals and timeline for achievement? And how can I, as your supervisor, your head professional, your director of golf, best communicate with you? These are important things to millennials. Do the millennials in the room agree? Pretty quiet. There's a lot going on with it. They like, next they tell us they like off-site social events. They like to do things, and more importantly, things that have a purpose. Millennials like to participate in marathon fundraising, Folds of Honor, PGA Hope, PGA Junior Golf Foundation, charity bike rides, charity ski races, charity golf tournaments. Millennials actually like to participate in this thing because it gives them a feeling of importance. So it's important to understand that. They like flexible work schedules, and we talked about this a little bit already, but we as hiring millennials today have to look at tossing out traditional work schedules. What worked for us when we were assistant golf professionals is probably not going to work in this day and age. They like rotation of responsibilities, so they're not repetitive in doing the same thing every day. So think about that. If you have 2 or 3 people that work in the shop, rotate the responsibilities so that they see an importance in it. Focus on how to give staff members a number of weekends off throughout the year. Weekends off are important. I never had a weekend off, but today's employees want to have weekends off, and you're going to have to figure out ways. I was talking to a head professional out in Saratoga, New York last week, and he said, I work every weekend, but I give my assistants weekends off. And he said they're better during the week when I need them, and then on the weekends, it just works better for his club. He's had to start giving them weekends off. Many times they have families, children, and they need that time. The student loan program is interesting. Only 4% of employees are offering this benefit at this point in time, but it was 0% a short time ago. It's going to be a growing means. These millennials and college graduates are burdened with debt. They are burdened with it. Between trying to own a home, have children, and pay your college debt, they are burdened with debt, and that's why they're not working as much in the golf industry as we would like them to work in the golf industry. They can't make enough money, they can't pay their bills, they're not very mobile. What we're finding out in the first 11 weeks, I've found out that most PGA professionals are not nearly as mobile as we used to be. They want to find a new job within 30 to 40 minutes of their home. They're not willing to pick up, sell a house, get their children out of school, and move across the country, even if it's a great job. The number of PGA members who are actually applying for new positions is very low. So we need to see more of that, and that we need to see better quality, more golf professionals try to apply for the better positions. It's surprising to me, really how few of the 17 jobs that I've worked with already, how few members actually applied to move on, move up, change a job. So we're not as mobile as we used to be. I had one PGA member say to me, I want a new job, but it has to be within 45 minutes of my house. So that's all stuff that we have to do. The student, loan thing is important. Millennials want in a leader is a strategic thinker, an inspirational motivator, someone who's personable, someone they can interact with, someone who's a visionary, someone who's a communicator. For those of you who have done interviews lately, you will find that they are interviewing us now. Many, many times, the candidates for positions are interviewing us to find out if they're interested in working for us, as opposed to what we always said was, we'll offer you this position, and this is what the rules are. So it's been interesting. We got to promote job openings differently than we ever have. You got to market a new scheduling model. You have to be able to market learning opportunities. You have to be able to market new benefits packages, market fun and team building, market opportunities for philanthropy. You got to market, because we're trying to convince them now to come to work for us. It's so very important to do that. Like I said, they're interviewing us many, many times for the job. I only had 15 minutes and I'm already over, so I'm going to pass this on. I can send this to anybody who would like to have it. You can just email me at jremy, J-R-E-M-Y, at pgahq.com, and I can send you this. And it's kind of nice to have around, and maybe something that you can talk to with your staff. 2 things before I sit down. Compensation survey deadline is coming up. In order for me to do my job to help you, it's very important that you update your compensation surveys and make sure that you're up to date on that. And it's important for the section, because when you provide your confidential compensation as part of your career links profile and so on, it allows us to be able to work with clubs to up compensation levels, to be able to say, this is what the norm is in eastern Massachusetts. This is what the norm is in southern New Hampshire. So we need you to do that. That's very important. And lastly, update if you think you might want to have a new job, if you're looking for a new job, if you think even remotely down the road, someone may buy your company and you may need a new job like I did. Make sure your career links profile is updated, because when I do a search for someone for a job, it's so important that your career links profile is updated, because I can't do my job if your career links profile isn't updated. I don't know what you're looking for, you know, what your compensation level you're looking for, what interests you the most. Are you, you know, do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a director of golf, general manager, head golf professional, sales rep? I can help track you, but I have to have the information. So with that, I'm over my time. Sorry, Alan. I did my best, but I'm available anytime. You can call me. You can email me at that email address I gave you. I love talking to PGA members. It's something I've been doing for 40 years or 35 years. So, you know, get in touch with me if I can help you in any way. Thanks.
Thank you, Jim. We're excited to have you. And again, Michael Packard, thank you for all you did for us as well. At this time, we're going to have a PGA Junior League update. 2018 was a phenomenal year for PGA Junior League in New England. We were #1 in players, #1 in teams in the entire country. Kudos to everyone here who participates in this wonderful program, and kudos to our league manager, Brian Bain, for all his efforts. Brian, could you come up and quickly update us on the PGA Junior League? Jimmy, did you take the clicker?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you to Ron and to the board for a few minutes. Michael, congratulations. Well deserved. Thank you for all that you do for us. It is appreciated. So I just want to take a few minutes. I'm going to update everybody on PGA Junior League, where we currently stand, what's going on, and then we're going to, and then I do have an ask for the facilities in Massachusetts. So our department's here to help you create value at your facility, to help you shine a little bit brighter. Everything that we offer, it works at all different facilities. So one, PGA Junior League you already know about. You heard Mike Bradshaw and Noel talk about PGA.coach and that opportunity. That is not a program, it's a process there to help you. And kind of like Lyft and Uber started, they needed drivers before they could go to get customers. That's what this whole year is about with PGA.coach, is informational for you, trying to help you get engaged with it, and then we'll roll that out to the customers in the following year. So check out PGA.coach if you haven't already. And new, coming down, the next product in our life cycle is PGA Family Cup. So first with PGA Junior League, again, thank you to everybody in the room that's already involved, helping us where we stand in the section. It's unbelievable. I get asked from who I report to, you know, can you still get some growth up there? And I take that as a challenge, and I still think there's lots of opportunities out there. So far in 2019, we're again leading the country with number of facilities registered. We have 11 brand new facilities. That was as of Friday morning. That number is actually up to 14 as of right now. So we have just about 190 captains already registered in the section. So we're at the tipping point that almost half of the facilities with PGA golf professionals are doing PGA Junior League. So if you're not doing it, would love to chat with you to get you involved. One of the things that's new, we're at 1,200 juniors registered in the section already for this year, is 35% of those 1,200 juniors are brand new to PGA Junior League this season. So again, lots of opportunity out there. One thing that really impacts each and every one of you is the revenue that's generated from this. So the average fee that a facility is charging this year in the section is $285. So if you subtract the $75 PGA Reach fee, that's $210, which that's up 19% from last year. That's about $200,000 going back to you compared to last year. So last year we sent back to the captains just in New England $527,000. So if we stayed flat with the same number of players as last year, that's going to be almost $750,000 going back to you, the PGA Golf Professionals. So it is impacting lives, having fun, growing the game, and all of that. So quick update on the schedule for this year. The regular season, as typical, ends here in the section July 31st. We heard Rob talk about the section qualifier. Our section qualifier is going to be August 13th at Stowe Acres. So thank you to Dave Carlson. So all of our all-star teams from all of our leagues will go to Stowe Acres on that day. This event is run by our section staff, and it is top-notch like all of the events that they offer. So last year we had 50 leagues. We're probably going to have close to 55 to 60 leagues in the section. If you didn't do it last year, we strongly encourage you to bring your team there and enjoy the fun day for these kids. It is unbelievable. And we're glad that the regional is back in our section September 14th and 15th. So 2 of the teams from our section will play in that regional, with one from Connecticut, one from Northeast New York. And one of those 4 teams gets to go to the national championship, which is moving to Columbus Day weekend this year, out at Greyhawk. I'm going to play a quick video.
PGA Junior League is team golf, so a bunch of kids get together and play on a team, and it's cool because you're helping each other golf and giving each other tips to get better and better.
You get to become such a better golfer with coaches and hitting the ball and putting. It's a different experience as if you go out and play by yourself. Instead of trying to compete.
Experience as if you go out and play by yourself. Instead of trying to compete, you want to compete together. You want to try to get the best score together.
Without PGA Junior League, I wouldn't know half the kids that I know. I wouldn't have some of the good friends that I have.
Your friends are always there to calm your nerves, and then you play better. You have fun while playing it, which is the most important part.
I'm getting really better at golfing from when I started.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. You still got people to cheer you on if you lose.
It's fun because you get to talk to other people, and it's not so serious where it's like, okay, I'm trying to beat you. It's like, okay, we're having fun, let's play together, you know?
It changes your personality and like the way that you see situations, and it helped me grow as a person.
Because it's more about life lessons. You can do a great shot, but it's the way you take it after.
It doesn't matter if you're big or small, or it just matters that you want to make new friends.
And you're having fun.
Yeah.
It's just like a dream. You make so many friends. Like I've already made like 3 best friends, which is crazy.
PGA Junior League is just the coolest thing I've ever done by far.
The PGA Junior League is awesome.
If you're not involved with Junior League, if I send you that video, just send that to your membership. And would you like this product at the facility? Would it make a difference? Would your families become more engaged? Every facility would have enough players to field a team. So we'd gladly chat with you about that if you're interested. So new this year is PGA Family Cup, and it's the next product that we have that's coming out. It's bringing families together in a way that strengthens their relationships, and again, making the PGA professional at the facility the center of the community. There's only 8 states that this is the pilot for this year is being offered in, and Massachusetts is one of those 8 states, so I'm excited about that opportunity. And we're looking for 10 facilities that are engaged with PGA Junior League already that would be interested in offering this pilot. And those facilities are going to be, you know, we're going to ask you after it's a 1-day event, 9 holes. You have 2 to 6 players per team. The 9 holes are broken up like PGA Junior League into 3 3-hole segments. So you could have 6 players on a team, adults, anybody over 18, and the juniors are younger. So you could have multiple generations in a group. You could have grandparents, the parents, and a couple kids could be the sixsome for that family. We're looking for the facilities that want to, you know, give it a try. We're going to get the feedback from you out of some different formats, what works. So you're going to be helping us shape this program for a national rollout next year. So if you're a facility that's engaged and looking for something new for this coming season, it's again 1 9-hole event, late summer, early fall. Would love to chat with you about that. I can send you some information on it. Here's the website that's already up, pgafamilycup.com. And I hope everybody has a great season. If there's anything I can do to help you at your facility, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I'm sure we can all attest, we know PGA Junior League is awesome. So thanks for all you do, Brian. At this time, I would like to invite Special Awards Chairman and Honorary President Rob Jarvis to announce and congratulate our 2019 Special Award winners.
No, that's okay. I embarrass myself enough as it is, and to be honest with you, Ron, Mrs. Jarvis is watching at home, so I embarrass her on a regular basis, so no need to do it in front of all my fellow professionals. Yeah, I know you have. One of the, and I'm almost out of time already, he says. One of the greatest things about being an honorary president is the awards, the entire process. It was something I enjoyed as president, being able to give some of our Hall of Famers their plaque, Golf Pros of the Year, first-time section award winners. But, you know, definitely one of my highlights today is seeing our executive director, whom I know how much this means to him, being elected an honorary NEPGA member. You know, I know you're proud of it, Mike, but we're even more proud to give it to you. So, and you're a sneaky bugger. So getting it past you is a lifelong victory for us. So to the staff that hid it from you, congratulations, guys. So on with the program so I don't chew up any more of my time. I want to first thank our committee members, Chris Colucci, Tony Decker, Joanne Flynn, Mark Hartfield, Larry Kelly, Steve Mann, and Jeff Phillips. It's a tough process getting through all the paperwork. There's so many wonderful nominations every year that it's a tough project. This year there was about 160 pages of nomination forms to read. So we all owe them a debt of gratitude for getting through that. And I encourage all of you, nominate your peers. For those of you who've won a section award, you know what a great honor it is, and to be honest with you, what it can do for your career too. But make sure and get those stories out there. Nominate your peers and get them in front of us. This year, the 2019 Awards Banquet is going to be on Saturday, November 2nd at Cyprian Keys Golf Club. You don't have to be an award winner or part of an award winner's family to come. It's a great event. I promise you that once you come to one, you'll want to come to them all. So if you would, please hold your applause until I've announced all the 2019 award winners. We are going to start with the Merchandisers of the Year for a private facility, Amanda and Jack Davis from Essex County Club. Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility is Jesse Scheckman from Hyannis Golf Course. The Youth Player Development Award recipient is Darren Falk from Holly Ridge Golf Club. The Patriot Award winner is Alex Kirk from Hanover Country Club and Dartmouth College. Assistant Professional of the Year is James Chanowski from Framingham Country Club. The Player Development Award winner is Sean McTurnan from Brayburn Country Club. The Teacher of the Year is Jennifer Hudson from Sankaty Head Golf Club. Our Weems Award winner from Avidia Bank is Cliff Thompson. The Deacon Palmer Award goes to John Paisani from Bay Hill Club at Mattapoisett. The Horton Smith Award winner is Justin Lawson from Nashua Country Club. And our Golf Professional of the Year from Tedesco Country Club, Robert Green. Congratulations to all those award winners, and again, keep that awards banquet date on the books if you're interested in coming. Just a quick update on the Hall of Fame. As you know, we've kind of gone in a little bit different direction. We've done some great work this winter with some help from some wonderful golf professionals: Steve Napoli, Jim Rimmy, Jim Sheeran, Bob Beach, Jack Gale, Kirk Hannafeld, Jim O'Leary, and Paul Barkhouse. We've all kind of started a process, and you know, what it looks like now is probably not necessarily what it's going to look like in years to come. But those gentlemen, one of the reasons I engage them is they're all Hall of Famers, number one, and they're very engaged with making the Hall of Fame process the best that it can be. So we've established some initial guidelines, which we never had before. We've created kind of a running database of, for lack of a better term, maybe some golf pros who have kind of been forgotten or were nominated in the past and haven't been nominated again. We're very close to making selections for 2019. That should happen in the next couple of weeks once we can get everybody together. And then early in the spring, we're gonna meet again and start putting together maybe a little bit more objective criteria as far as actual nomination submissions go. So I can't thank those gentlemen on that list enough. You've been a big help. This is a big project, so the membership certainly owes you a debt of gratitude. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of our award winners.
Congratulations from me as well to all the award winners. That's one of the highlights of being the president, is you get the chance to call the award winners and give them the information that they've won, and that's one of the highlights of being president. So congratulations to all of you as well. The New England section has one of the most active tournament programs in the country. At this time, I would like to invite our tournament chairman, Chip Johnson of the Hatherley Golf Club, to come up and give the tournament committee report. Chip?
You just call my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh, yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Chip Johnson. I've been a 25-year member of the PGA of America. I'm currently enjoying 23 years at Hatherley, and I am an active participant in section tournaments and make every effort to support all of the events if my schedule allows. When I was asked by President Bebo, actually when I asked President Bebo if I could become more involved in the service aspects of the PGA, he immediately said, well, how do you want to be co-chair of the tournament committee? Well, wasn't quite ready for that, but here I am. I'd like to take a few minutes to go over some of the highlights of the upcoming tournament season. We have a great events planned, and we've done our best to offer a variety of tournaments that are inclusive, fun, competitive, and at wonderful facilities. The primary goal of our tournament program is to bring New England PGA golf professionals together. Our community of PGA professionals is one of the most valuable assets we have in furthering our careers. It provides a network of connections that we need when looking for a new job, or as Jim Remy mentioned, a new assistant that can provide a wealth of knowledge and best practices that we can share and apply to our own jobs. Personally, the opportunity to compete and maybe even play that great round when it counts is an even added bonus to playing in our events. The best way to take full advantage of this great resource is to participate. Playing in tournaments gives you several hours of face time with your peers. It's a chance to connect with old friends or colleagues, or play with someone new. Either way, it's impossible to spend 4 hours with a fellow PGA professional and not learn something that you can take to help you with your career, or maybe even your golf game. I always think back to a round many years ago with a legendary longtime golf professional at Baltusrol, Bob Ross. And I'll never ever forget the advice he gave me. He said the success of a golf club professional comes from the willingness to reinvent yourself every season. I'm reminded of Mr. Ross's advice every year as we're getting ready to start our golf season. You never know, the connections you'll make or the advice you'll receive on the golf course can help you further your career in the future. So whether it's your goal to win the section championship, spend a nice day with your members at a Pro-Am, or meet some of your peers at the new Blind Draw Scramble at Halifax this spring, we have events that will suit your interests, keep you engaged, hopefully satisfy your competitive desires, and help you connect with your PGA professionals. I'd like to thank my fellow tournament committee members especially my co-chair, Scott Hickey, for your time and effort. Please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us if you have any ideas on how to make the tournaments even better. Okay, we have a great lineup of Pro-Am scheduled. Thank you to all the clubs and the PGA professionals who have generously offered their facilities. These events are a great chance to bond with your club members and bring them to some really great golf courses that they wouldn't normally be able to play. The section is working with our partners to arrange for tee gifts at each Pro-Am event to provide even a better experience and add value to all the players. The Pro-Ams tend to be some of the, as everybody's aware, the Pro-Ams tend to be some of the most popular events of our season, and many of them sell out. So I'd be sure to get signed up soon if you're planning on playing in any of them. Pro-Ams have always been very important to me and my success as a golf professional. I've made some very meaningful relationships with my members at Hadley that all started from inviting them to a Pro-Am. We have a great lineup of courses scheduled for the Stroke Play Series this year. Thank you all to the host professionals who make these professional events such a great experience for us. A reminder, each one of these events has a blind draw Pro included in your entry. Each event has multiple opportunities to win some prize money. We're still on the lookout for a host course for the Stroke Play event in June. We're specifically looking for a northern venue, particularly in Maine. So if any of you from the northern states think you may be able to host, please reach out to me or the good Dr. Max. Before we move on, I want to thank all the sponsors of the Stroke Play Series. Many have returned to the series year after year and support our NEPGA professionals. The opportunity to play for some nice purses at some great golf courses throughout the year. So thank you again to all our Stroke Play Series partners. Pros. We have a great lineup of Pros. The first event is new to the schedule, and there was an awful lot of thought given to this one. We created a season kickoff of a Pro Scramble this year. We played at the Country Club of Halifax. It's a great golf course if you're not familiar with it, on April 18th. This event is open to all PGA members and associates. We will have a luncheon. We will have an afternoon lunch where the section staff will blind draw four names to create teams. I am very excited about this event as it's supposed to be fun and inclusive. I would love to see some of our veteran PGA professionals come out and play. We'll maybe even get paired with some of the young guns. I have committed to play, and I'm already thinking of what a great day it would be if I was paired with Jim Tobin and Jim Lane for that day. Couldn't ask for anything nicer. Pro match play has moved this year to Kirkbrae on May 13th through the 15th. This is a little later in the year, but the move is to accommodate those PGA professionals representing the New England section in the PGA Professional National Championship in Bluffton, South Carolina. The Pro Assistant will be the following week at the Bay Club in Mattapoisett on May 20th. The Pro Stroke Play will be held at its traditional site, the Haven, on July 22nd. This 36-hole, one-day, I guess you could call it a shootout, is always a must, so grab a Class A golf professional, one that you can stand spending 10 hours with, and come and enjoy the day. Senior Junior will be held at Tedesco on August 12th when we celebrate the career of our host PGA professional, Bob Green. So please be sure to sign up for this one. Bob, I couldn't think of a gentleman that's more deserving of this award. My sincere congratulations. Okay, the section championship this year is in New Hampshire at Manchester Country Club and Concord Country Club on August 5th through the 7th. The section championship gives local professionals the chance to qualify for the PGA Professional National Championship in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, the New England PGA Section Championship is our major. This is a real golf tournament with the look and feel of something very special. You owe it to yourself to make every effort to participate. Thank you to Jeff May from Manchester and Rich Tebow from Concord Country Club for hosting this prestigious event. We are hoping to book future section tournaments a few years in advance, so please reach out to the NEPGA office if your club is interested in hosting any time in the future. The deadline to sign up for this year's event is July 17th, and registration is through the PGA National Office. The deadline is a little earlier than in years past, so don't forget to sign up. Okay, Senior and Assistants Championships. These are 2 more opportunities for local professionals to qualify for national championships and are considered majors within the section. The 2019 Senior Championship will return to Woodstock, a golf course I haven't had much success at, after a several-year hiatus, and that's going to be played on August 20th, or actually 20 and 21. Thank you to Matt Kloster for inviting us back. Also, thank you to Jeff Hollonan from Pocasset Golf Club for hosting the Assistants Championship on September 16th and 17th. If you'd like to play in either of these events, you need to register through the PGA of America. Please remember, registration closes 3 weeks prior to any event, so be careful not to miss the deadlines. The New England Open is returning to the Queechee Club this year on June 4th and 5th. The tournament is 2 days, no cut. We're looking forward to another exciting couple of days up in Vermont this summer. Thank you to TJ Anthorn and the Queechee Club for hosting this event every year. Okay, Wogan Player of the Year. Make sure to keep track of your Wogan Player of the Year points as you play throughout the tournament season. It's a great incentive to support the tournament program and make some extra money if you have a great season. Thank you to Omega for sponsoring this Player of the Year contest. The top 10 finishers receive a bonus payout at the end of the season. Okay, the Avidia Cup, another season-long points race is the Avidia Cup. Thank you to Avidia Bank for partnering with the NEPGA on this event. The Avidia Cup is modeled after the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup, and you can earn points from good finishes in the Stroke Play Series as well as chapter events. The top 54 finishes in the Avidia Cup points race will compete for the championship at Nishotic, and that's going to be on September 30th. There's an enhanced purse for the finals as well as a bonus payout for the top 10 point earners. The First and 10th Tee Challenge is another season-long event. We run and supported by our partners SCNS Sports Foods, who make the First and 10th Tee energy bars. When I was preparing for this, I ran my talk by my daughter Jillian and my wife, and I had a joke in there about make sure you don't mix up taking the bars on the wrong tee. And she looked at me and said, "Dad, do not tell that joke." For this contest, we tally up the scores on the first and 10th holes of select individual stroke play events. The stroke play series and first 2 rounds of our section championship are eligible tournaments for this, and you need 5 scores to be eligible for the year-end prize money. This is something I want to do. The NEPGA will be returning to Las Vegas once again for the Pro-Am on November 11th through the 13th. We might have the best course lineup yet this year, including Shadow Creek, Southern Highlands, and TPC Las Vegas. We'll be staying at the Mirage once again this year. Ever since we added Shadow Creek to the mix, the tournament has sold out very quickly. So be sure to reach out to the NEPGA office if you'd like to make this trip. We'll be taking entries starting on April 1st. The European Pro-Am will travel to Scotland this year. We have an unbelievable lineup of courses that are sure to provide a bucket list experience for anybody who goes. Space is limited for this one, so be sure to sign up soon if you plan on bringing a team overseas. Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today, and I hope to see you at a tournament or 2 this year. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or suggestions about the tournament program. My contact is available on the committees page of the NewEnglandPGA.com, and I'm always happy to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chip. I'd like to thank the committee and the chairmans as well for all they do for us on the tournament side. So Scott's not here. If you could bring that back to him, that would be great. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the open forum section of the meeting. During open forum, you may publicly thank fellow professionals, make them aware of upcoming events, or say whatever is on your mind. I would like to first extend the microphones to our past presidents if they would like to say a few words.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the award winners. Great job. Also, I'd like to congratulate those newly elected members. That's quite an accomplishment. It's always sad we don't have more of them here so that we can give them a big round of applause. I'd like to thank the entire guys up front here, the guys to my right, women as well, for all their efforts. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Mike Higgins. There's no one more deserving to be an honorary member than you, Mike. I enjoyed my time working closely with you. I know how dedicated you are, so truly deserved. Congratulations.
I'd like to add my congratulations, as Jimmy did, to the award winners, the new members especially, the board and the staff. A great job that you've done. And to Bob Green, Professional of the Year. Bobby and I played in so many Mass Open qualifiers together that they thought we were hitched. But Bobby, congratulations, and everybody have a great 2019.
Again, congratulations to all the winners, award winners. Just like to say one thing about any one of us sitting up here. I think would love to have all the resources that you guys have provided for us, and all the resources you've used for education. And man, it's remarkable to watch how far we've come since when you're just scraping sometimes, right, Mike? And so it's a credit to the whole board up there and to everybody. We're lucky to have make the progress we have been making. Thank you.
Donnie Lyons, again, congratulations to the staff and the board for all the hard work they put in, the success that we see now and that we will in the future. Mike, it was great to work with you 20 years ago as a young guy, and to see you prosper it's outstanding. I mean, we're very, very lucky to have you. As my constituent said, congratulations to the new members, to the award winners, to my friend Bob Green, who's been an icon for 50 years on the North Shore and 40 plus as the head professional at Tesco. Congratulations to you, Bobby, and to all the award winners, and thank you for letting us speak. Thank you.
Mike, the best to you for being a fellow member now. It's always good to be one of us. And Bobby Green, I wish you the best.
Yeah, special thanks to Mike for everything that he's done, and it's been great working with you. It's a lot of fun to get a phone call every day now, and I really look forward to working with you and Larry and helping our PGA members to prosper and do better. Thanks to the board, the officers. It's the greatest section in the country, bar none. I'm telling you, I've been to them all, and this is the greatest section in the country. We have the most dedicated staff and officers and board, and we should be very proud of them. Thank you.
Ian, pass the mic to Ian if you don't mind, Mike. Would you mind just getting up and introducing yourself?
Thank you, Ian. Again, my name is Ian Marshall. Really looking forward to come on board as a District 1 Director. As I told the board last night at our meeting and at dinner, you know, I'm here for the membership, I'm here for the board, so feel free to reach out to me directly or through the conduit of the board here. Again, I'm looking forward to another strong district. We've done really well on the national scale with past President Remy, past President Sprague, and current President Whaley. So let's continue growing the game here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Now to the public open forum. As you approach the microphone, if you feel free to speak, please remember to state your name and affiliation for the audience. So if anybody would like to come up, now's the time. Second call. I'm not going to nominate anybody here, but nobody has any questions. Good. Before we go, a reminder that those of you staying for the new member lunch, we're meeting upstairs in the Donald Ross room. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, your attendance at today's meeting. Best wishes to you all for a successful 2019 season. Be sure to sign out before you leave on the way out, and look at the foundation raffle tickets for the Omega Watch. And we have one more drawing before you go. Scott Allen. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Second? All in favor? Thank you, everybody.
Good seeing you, Jeffrey. You going to lunch? Yeah. You going up to lunch?
Thank you.
See you. Back to you back. I don't want to be waiting there. Last
Golf pro. Yeah, they